We are back here again today, another day, Friday, another week for us, another debate for us, 25th February 2022. How you guys doing, my people? Thank you very much for joining us right now. We need to do this. Thank you very much, my good people. We are here, we are here, we are here. This is going to be another wonderful debate today. It's going to be very, very strong debate because we have a lot of things to talk about. We're going to take it one by one. We're going to be starting from Russia versus Ukraine war that is currently going on right now. Yes, my people, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you. Let me quickly go to the comment section because we're already behind with 10 minutes. So I was putting things together to make sure that I can deliver my best for you guys today. I have Mother of All right here with us, Mama Diaspora. Thanks for joining us. Good evening to you. Thanks for joining us, Naomi Bella. Good evening to you. I can see Joy P right there with us as well. Good evening to you. Mary Dania is right there. We let those. Thank you very much, my good people, my Najawash family. Let's do this together. I already have two of my panelists in the backstage right now. I'm just going to be bringing all of them in right now before we move on. I have Brother Nice with us. Brother Nice, good evening to you. How are you doing today, my brother?
Yeah, I'm fine. And you? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm very good. I'm very good. We missed you, Brother Nice. We've done like up to 3 debate now. You were not here.
Yeah, I did not see this thing the
The
program.
link.
So
Oh,
yeah,
the program.
no, the program. I was not
Oh,
expecting it. So when I came online, I saw that you guys have already finished.
oh, okay, okay. That's fine. That's
Yeah,
fine. Thanks for joining us. We have a lot of things to talk about today. I hope we can deliver our best.
yeah. I hope
All
so
right.
too.
All right. Let's welcome the good comrade to the building. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, sir. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, good evening, my brother. Good evening, brother Nice, and good evening, our listeners all over the world. I pray that God should give us the wisdom to go through today's deliberation.
Yes. Thank you. Amen. Amen to that. All right. Everybody mute yourself as we move on because I have some couple of videos to play. Then we'll move on and take questions from there. All right. I have Inoge, one of Jeremy right there with us. Good evening to you, Okaminat. Good evening to you, Matthew. Good evening to you. Also, Francis, thank you very much. Good evening to every one of you. Thanks for joining us. Please help us to share. That's the best you can do for us right now. Just help us to share and like the video. You sharing, it means you're drawing the attention of others to know that we are here talking about the things that is currently affecting you and I. As you all know, we are praying for we not to have a second world war anymore in in the world. The third world war, sorry, because we already got the first and second. We rebuked the third one, but the way the world is currently going on right now, we are not too sure of what is happening. Anyway, my people, like I said before, let's move on. Help us to share. So we are going to be starting from here. We have our brother right here who's going to be taking us through on this one. Source Travels Vlog. Travels Vlog is going to be talking about the Ukraine versus Russia, what is currently going on right now. We're just going to play like 2-3 minutes on that. Then we'll take it from there. Thank you, my people.
1980s, late 80s, everybody began to depart. And when you go to all these countries under USSR now, they are empty. I'm saying this to you because I have a friend who is a vlogger who goes to all these countries. When you go to those countries, you will see beautiful houses, and those houses are empty because of the imperialists. Now, as I speak to you, Ukraine want to depart from Russia. They want to get their independence, just like Biafra want to get their independence. But the president of Russia refused to give them independence. Do you know why? Not because he doesn't want to give them independence, but because the imperialists are supporting the Ukrainians and they know they have enemies. I don't know if I'm making sense to anybody. If you are not a politician, you will not understand. If you don't read books, you will not understand. If you're not a guy of an ear to the ground, you will not understand. I want you guys to understand this. Not because Russia don't want to give Ukraine their freedom, But they believe that when they give Ukrainians their freedom, the Americans who trust or support Ukraine will be a spy.
All right, my people, I'm going to come in on this one before we move on to our panelists. I can see more are joining us right here. We have the Midwest Republic with us. Good evening to you, Midwest Republic. Thanks for joining us.
Good evening, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'm going to mute you for a second. We'll be coming back again.
Okay.
All right, my people. What our brother here is talking about is that because the situation that's currently happening between Russia and Ukraine, you know, literally they are fighting for land. I don't know if I should call them land grabbers again. I don't know. Because if you check what is currently happening in the world right now, everybody are fighting for superiority. You know, he's talking about that the imperialists, which I know as imperialism. Imperialism has been the biggest problem that you and I are facing in the world today. For some of you that doesn't know what imperialism means, okay, let's welcome our brother in. Akim, good evening to you, my brother. Thanks for joining us. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you very much. Good evening to you, and good evening to the panelists, and good evening to the people on the comment section. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, my brother. All right. Like I was saying before, my people, the biggest problem that we have right now in the world is imperialism. You know, imperialists are these people on top. Who are these people? I will use English, pidgin talker now. Now, these Oyibo people, we did top, that they control all of us for Africa, that they control everybody. If you check them for the whole Africa, now only 2 countries, nine agree, made this imperialist use them. And they will have a problem with them. And both of them are dead now, the presidents. One was Gaddafi, is dead. You know the way they kill him. The other one was Mugabe. Mugabe did not submit to these foreign leaders. Imperialism, you know, because I understand, all of us understand, but not everybody will still understand, because we know we have a lot of people watching us from afar. Not everybody understands all these words sometimes. But the full meaning of imperialism is a policy of extending a country's power, influence. If they intoxicate them, they move them through colonization. You understand? They colonize you. They want to still dictate what happened in your country. They use their military, their forces, they use all their kind of powers to suppress you, to make sure you come to what they want. If you check on this imperialism is still affecting Nigeria till tomorrow. Buhari submit 100% to these Oyibo people who are on top of us. Tell me, which of our leaders, maybe some of our panelists here today might be able to educate me, to let me know, because not everything, they say they know finish, to let us know if we have ever had any leader in Nigeria who have actually fought against these foreign leaders. And this is what is happening right now. If you check what is happening right now, between you and I, some people believe, oh, Russia want to do this because they have weapons. They are oppressing Ukraine. They are doing this because Russia have decided that they don't want to succumb to this imperialism anymore. These imperialists who have been oppressing the world. See COVID-19 will come now. We know where it come from. Another one constantly come out again. I don't know the name where they give that one. Another one, you don't know the one will come again tomorrow. The oppression until Africa, all of us come together to say, no, we can do it by ourselves. But how is this going to be possible? Our leaders are greedy, devilish, selfish, wicked, heartless. All they cares about is to embezzle, steal, carry our money. They go. They don't care how they want to stand on their own. So this is the problem we are facing today. You will check within Africa, right? Within Africa, you use visa to go to other African country. Why? Tell me, in Europe, tell me which European country they go to another Europe country where they use visa. These people, they have unity within them. Africans, Africa, do we? No. Until we realize it. Unfortunately, this might not happen in our time because I'm not seeing it happening now. So this imperialism has been a virus in almost all the countries. Why these people are at the top? Because on YouTube, I did, now they talk like this. Or at the top, they get the way that they do their thing. I make Russia say, no, they will not take it no more. If you check on now, almost all the countries now that they join Ukraine now, Russia, as anybody will interfere, you are finished. After they drop one bomb for this country, if you wait top, they'll drop. Now, I don't know who send UK. UK don't go interfere now. They don't send their troop go there. They don't go interfere again. I don't know who send them. Eh? So, my people, let's listen 2 minutes more and let's move on to what we are here for. This is part of the reason why we are here. We're going to be talking about this one before we move to Edo State. So today, now only 1 hour, 30 minutes we will spend for here.
Into their country. You see, they are fighting into, there's a border they are fighting. There's a border they are fighting upon right now that if we give you this land, we don't trust America. We don't trust all the imperialists who believe in you. We don't trust those allies. The allies that that's going to work with you, Ukraine. But that's not the justification for Russian president to declare war on Ukrainians. This is happening right now as I talk to you. As I talk to you, it's happening right now in Ukraine. Yes, it's happening right now in Ukraine. Yes, yesterday, the president of Russia declared war against the Ukrainians. I'm just telling you now, if you have a brother in Ukraine, if you have a brother in Russia, begin to call them now. If you have a visa to go to Ukraine or Russia now, you wouldn't go there because no, you wouldn't go there. You wouldn't go there. Just call your brothers and families that you know that are schooling in Ukraine or are in Ukraine or in Russia. Please make sure you call them now. Whether they are in their house, whether they are in school, wherever they are, they need to be saved. Let us pray. You see, there's going to be, if care is not taken, there's going to be World War III. Do you know why? And I'm going to tell you the reason why. If care is not taken, if NATO is not taken, if United Nations is not taking care of, there's going to be World War. And I'm going to let you know. North Korea support Russia. All the Arab countries, majority of the Arab countries support Russia. Do you know that? Some of you will say, oh, there's not going to be World War III. I say, I'm telling you, because the Russians have their own allies. Ukrainians have their own allies like US, UK, European, but the Asian countries support Russians, and Russians are powerful. Trust me. Russians are powerful. North Korea is powerful. Please let us pray that there wouldn't be this World War III.
Yes, let us all pray, make we not experience World War III. To be honest, my people, not waiting on all the 6 months, so we don't start like virus so for only 2 countries. So, the way they go, so if they not quit stop them, it go all they spread, they go like you can see the way COVID-19 they spread. Now so the TB. UK now don't go shook their head for this matter. You know, all of us, the UK will get family, all of us. They go, I don't know who send them. Russia, you forget, if you are talking about sophisticated weapons, these people, don't try them. You understand? Don't try them. Somebody is already calling right now. Please hold on. I don't want to be interrupted. You know, let's listen to this video, then we move on to this our brother, then we start taking questions from my wonderful panelists. You know, I want us to watch this right here.
To intervene.
Whoever tries to intervene.
Whoever tries, more than listen, you know, Buhari go fit talk like this. Said whoever tries sees light for Nigeria, not they trouble. Whoever try rob for Nigeria, not they trouble. See, more than listen.
Interfere with us, let alone create threats for our country, for our nation, must know that Russia's response will be immediate, and it will lead you to such consequences.
Immediately, you know, say, if they threaten the world, say, we want deal with Ukraine, want beat them like baby. It means, say, if you not try talk put, immediately you are in trouble. Now, make me the talk. I don't know what to make UK go carry their troop, go there now. If Russia, you can't decide, I can't drop one thing for UK. Now, you know, say, while I don't come. Who can say UK now? May they go interfere for this matter. So, all right.
That you've never faced before in your history.
In Ukraine, people were asked to stay indoors and not venture.
Whoever tries to interfere with us, let alone create threats for our country, for our nation, must know that Russia's response will be immediate, and it will lead you to such consequences that you've never faced before in your history.
In Ukraine, people were asked to stay indoors and not venture out unless absolutely necessary.
All right, my people, we'll stop that from there. Una see him, he talk is now the whole world, go to America, the whole world, anybody who interferes. Now, one that with the job they go. We are talking about Russia here. Now, let's listen 2 minutes more from this our brother and take it from here. Thank you.
Repeat myself. That man you
Hello? Is there anyone? Are you guys still there?
I'm there, but I don't know what happened to the...
I think it's Niger Watch that is frozen. If anybody wants to represent, you can just talk.
It has been attacked by Russia.
I was trying to wait for response. I surprised that everywhere just gets silent. So
yeah, the Russians have attacking with Saba something.
No, good comrade, please. If somebody want to represent him, why is away? Can you just please take over the show while he's away, please?
I would suggest you do that. I give you my support. We can organize ourselves before he joins us back. There's no problem about that.
So Akin, you can lead us.
So does anybody want to make a submission on this on the video that we'll be watching?
Yeah.
Starting from anybody,
I want to make a submission.
Is that Midwest Republic?
No, it's Brother Nice.
Brother Nice.
Brother Nice. Sorry. Okay, go ahead, Brother Nice.
Yeah, like this issue of invasion of Ukraine. For me, I don't think it's going to escalate to Third World War, as they said. Niger Wars is just panicking for no reason. I think they are going to settle it diplomatically. The diplomatic ways they will solve the problem diplomatic way. No, I don't think Europe is ready to fight any war with Russia. You understand? So, but even the America is not even ready to fight war with Russia. It's not that Russia can defeat them. It's not possible. But they prefer to resolve it amicably, diplomatic way. Than these people, they have wisdom. So they prefer to resolve in a manner which it will not escalate to a war than going to war. So I don't think they are going.
Thank you,
Niger should not be.
Brother Nice, just round up so that we can move on. So, okay, round up.
Have you been following me? Have you been hearing what I'm saying?
Yes. Of course, you are saying that you are not sure Russia can overpower Ukraine. That's what you're saying, right?
No.
Say it doesn't take it to lead to a war.
Let me say what I said before. I said I don't think that this Western world, like France and the allies, like US and all, they will go into war with Russia. They won't do it. They will settle it in diplomatic way. So you should not.
People are already losing their lives. So what's going to happen with that?
I know, but they are still going to call Putin to order. They are still going to speak about it in a diplomatic way. The war, they will de-escalate the war. He's not going to. Okay. I don't think any country is ready to fight any third world war. You understand? Okay. No country is ready to do that.
Thank you.
That's what I'm trying to say.
All right, I'll get back to you again. Ladies and gentlemen, we have more people right here with us, and we have Pedro with us today. So, Pedro, welcome to the floor. Thanks for joining us. Good evening to you. Please unmute yourself. Thank you very much for joining us on this one. And now we have Prince Collins with us. Good evening to you, Prince Collins. How are you doing today?
Good evening, everybody. God bless you, my panelists.
Thank you very much for joining us. We have Destiny with us. Destiny, good evening to you. How are you doing today?
Good, I'm doing fine. Good evening, sirs.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you. I appreciate every one of you for joining us. We're just going to move on straight away. I believe most of us have listened to that video that I played earlier on before my network was interrupted. You know, so I'm going to start asking questions right now. Pedro is not going to be here for long with us. At least he's going to be here for about 2 hours. That's long though. 1 hour, 30 minutes, you know. So we have Brother Sam with us right here. Brother Sam, thank you very much for joining us right here. Thank you. How are you doing today? Everybody mute yourself, please. Mute yourself. Brother Sam, please unmute yourself and speak to us. Brother Sam, unmute yourself. All right, we'll move on. Let's move on. Brother Sam, we'll come back to you again later on. Like I said before, I was talking about the imperialism that are going on in the world. The decolonization, these Westerners have placed on everyone. They don't want to let go. You know, even when you think that you already got your freedom, but they are still there, monitoring what you are doing, deciding and dictating for you. That is what's still happening in Nigeria right now. If you check it, every of our leaders in Nigeria still pay homage to these people. That's why you see they do some kind of things that they are doing. The foreign leaders doesn't ask them questions. The foreign leaders allow them to steal money from our country to come and camp it in their own country. The foreign leaders allow them to come and build magnificent buildings in their own country. Why is this going on? Africans are not united. We fight ourselves every day. The same thing if we have to come to the local side, like for example, the tribalism that we all are facing, we fight ourselves, which we are going to address later. We're going to talk about Gov Obaseki, talk about Dr. Pedro. We're going to talk about the insecurity in Edo State as well. But this particular one is what we are starting with right now. So I'm going to be starting with Brother Nice have talked with us. I'm going to be starting right now with the good comrade. The good comrade, sir, please talk to us about this situation that is currently going on with Russia versus Ukraine.
Yeah, good evening, my brothers. Greet everybody. Good evening, our listeners all over the world. I just have some basic questions. I'm trying my best to restrict myself from not commenting on this issue for now, but let me just pose some questions. Ukraine was formerly part of USSR or Russia. That's a fact. Did they get independent? Yes. Now, are they still part of Russia? No. Why is Putin bent on doing what he's doing right now? It's of economic benefit to Putin because Ukraine is strategically located in a particular position that they have some mineral resources, like the gas that the entire Europe there is 60 to 70% that the entire Europe is using, I think he's gotten from Ukraine. So it has dawned on the Russian president that, wow, we made a mistake for granting these people independence way back. So he's trying to get the country back by force. The problem I have with the Russian president is the human life. Sitting on the round table, having a discussion over this can be settled, because there were some times that the French president went to see the Russian president, trying to open up diplomatic discussion on this issue. But the Russian president that we know is a dictator. Once he wants something, he will get it done. And let me quickly correct one or two fears of Mr. Edegin and Watch, saying that Putin said that any country that will interfere in this issue will get their own consequence. No country is a pushover in Europe or in the world. You know, when our brother, the Libyan Muammar Gaddafi, was in power, he said more than
Good afternoon, Nigeria Watch. This is Engineer Ken from the US.
Thank you very much. You are welcome.
Yes, sir.
When Muammar Gaddafi was in power, he said he issued threats even worse than this. You know, the same thing with Saddam Hussein. So it's always like that. But looking at the world generally, just knowing that we are just coming out of COVID-19, some countries in Europe, I'm not talking about Africa now, they've not recovered fully, like all those Greece, Spain, and the rest. So no country, I don't think any country will be interested in going to war this time, because the economy of the American people is still, they've not gotten back. They're still shaky, you know. So nobody wants to go to war. But my only pain now is that the Russian president is already killing people. You know, people are already being killed as we speak now. That's what is giving me pain. So I just hope and pray that world leaders will come together in a hurry and come to a round table, and this can be resolved.
Thank you.
You know, I will send you a list of the natural resources that Ukraine is having that is making them so attractive. Like you use the word imperialist. Americans, they will never intervene if they don't have anything to gain from the war. That's why you saw them in Iraq. You saw them in Libya. It's the oil, the crude. So on this one, the immediate beneficiary of Ukraine resources is the European nation, the NATO. You understand? So, like you were saying, that why would the UK go and get involved? The UK have to get involved. Right now in the UK, price of gas has gone up. There was even a protest just a few weeks back here. So if this was to continue, that the price of gas will even further go up. So countries all over the world, if they don't have something to benefit from this crisis, they don't get involved. But I just pray God should give them the wisdom and the foresight to come to a round table and get a resolution and get this thing settled, so that the world can move forward. The world is not ready for a third world war now.
Okay,
the country are still going through economic crisis because of that COVID-19, with a big setback of that lockdown and the rest. So that is my submission for now. I will add more to it much later.
Okay, thank you very much, the good comrade. I appreciate that. I'll be moving on to Midwest Republic. Midwest Republic, please. I would like you to talk to us. What is your take on this? Are you in any way in fear that the Third World War might happen, or you think this can be easily settled?
You know, first of all, we need to look at some Putin's comment before the invasion. He made two comments. One was that Ukraine should sign a kind of a memorandum of neutrality, vowing that they will not be part of NATO. And he told America to, the NATO to also, some kind of memorandum that, look, we are not going to accept Ukraine into our union. And at the same time, the second demand is that those countries, those Balkan, Eastern Europe countries, are already member of NATO, close to Russia, they should renounce their NATO membership. In other words, the NATO have to start telling them they are no longer member. They are not willing to fight for them, which is the second demand. Now, the first demand of going into Ukraine, if Ukraine refuses to do what he wants, is already unfolding. So, but I think the second one, if he try anything, that would be a huge miscalculation. We are talking about war here, and it's not like countries that doesn't know what is called war. So the NATO is big, the alliance is strong. They have enough armament more than that of Russia. But however, in terms of nuclear power, Russia is a sophisticated country that they also need to respect. But however, I'm not going to support Russia for doing what they're doing. These are human life. There are better ways to deal with this issue. Even Ukraine cannot join NATO because by NATO requirement, if your country is at war, you are not in peace generally with your own country, the whole of your territory, you cannot marry. So there is already a crisis in some region within the Ukrainian country. So that will make him not to be qualified already, to be qualified as a part of NATO. So that is one thing. And again, if you look at the history of Ukraine, Ukraine was a country of its own. Poland was a country of its own. It is Adolf Hitler that invaded Ukraine 1941. So when they invaded that place, just like this say early morning 4 o'clock, they were so surprised. They were already under bombardment from Nazi. So then it was Russia who now supported them, to defeat the Germans down to the Eastern Bloc of Germany. So after the war, those areas that Russia occupied became Soviet Union. It never allowed them to have their sovereignty again. So they become part of Russia and they become communist country. And now they have managed to get their independence. They still understand very well, if they don't do the rightful thing, this war will still continue. If, for example, most of these countries are not even in NATO, I think by now, because like 4 or 5 years ago, Putin referred to it that the greatest tragedy that has ever happened to Soviet Union is the fall and allowed these people to belong to a strange alliance. So if they are not in NATO, they would have been easy target for this kind of a man that is ruling Russia currently. This is a sovereign country. Though I do understand the worry of Russia anyway, that you cannot just trust these people. Most of these missiles you are going to be placing in this place in the name of we are defending ourselves, it's also offensive. And some of them will cut us the chances of our reaction. So it will be so low because we are very close to them. So these are the worries, and they don't trust each other. So Ukraine is just paying a terrible price. This is what I would like to say.
Thank you. Thank you, Midwest Republic. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. I'll be moving on to Akim. Akim, are you there with us?
Yes, brother. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very clear. Good evening to you once again, my brother. What is your take on this current fight between Ukraine and Russia?
Good evening, Niger Watcher. I just want to say good evening to Pedro, and thanks for joining us on the show today as well. It's nice to have you on this panel. I think that you see the guy that you used on that video. I don't want to say that is his personal opinion. I just want to say he was being misrepresentative of the actual fact of the issues. I will say that you have to understand that this has nothing to do with imperialism. It has nothing to do with colonialism. This is a situation whereby a country, because it has the power, does not like the government in power, and they wanted to use the powers to overthrow a government of an independent country. That is what we need. We need to understand that this war, what Russia is doing, this invasion that Russia has carried out, he wants to change the government in Kiev. The president, he doesn't like the alliance that he is forming with the European Union, so he wants to change. So he needs a government in place that will be close to Russia. So before this government, what people need to understand, I think it was in 2014 or 15 when they had a big protest in Ukraine against the government that was in power then. That government was a close ally of Vladimir Putin. So the people had a big protest. They were not happy with the way things were being run. They say they want the freedom to be able to become a membership of the European Union, not NATO. Putin is not stupid. Putin knows very well that Ukraine cannot join NATO. They signed what you call the Minsk Agreement. And the Minsk Agreement does not allow Ukraine to join NATO. And the reason why you see the Western nations cannot even fight Russia is because Ukraine is not a member of NATO. Why did he not go and invade Poland and see what happened to him? Let him go and try and invade Poland, because he won't do it. Today, Americans and all, they are all landing their fighters and in the rest of those Basque country. What is he doing? But the problem is that he just wants a government in place that will take orders from Russia. It has nothing to do with imperialism or colonialism. His problem is that. So sorry, what did you say?
No, go ahead.
So Putin problem is that it doesn't like the direction that Ukrainian people are going. But like I said to our people, we have to understand that generation will come and generation will go. The way your grandfather thinks and behave, your father would not think and behave like that. And the way your father think and behave, you will not think and behave like that. And the way you think and behave, your children will not think and behave like that. We evolve as people in terms of our thoughts, the way we think and do things. So the new generation of Ukrainians, they want to be aligned with the West. They want to be members of the European Union. They want to enjoy the things that the younger generation of Westerners are enjoying. They don't want to be shackled. They don't want to be shackled the way the Russians are shackled. They want to be able to be free. So anytime they elect a president, Putin does not like that president, so he comes in and he removes it and puts another person. It doesn't make sense. And Abu said that the West, their hands are tied as well, because them too, they've soiled their hands in what you call corrupt activities, because a lot of those Russian oligarchs that are taking money out of Russia, they've invested their money into this Western institution that even if they were to create a big sanction, it will become a problem for them. The gas, a majority of the gas today that Europe are using comes from Russia. And again, you look at our country, Nigeria, and I wish we have visionary leaders in Nigeria. Are we not supposed to have taken advantage of situations like this long time ago? We have very, very huge reserve of gas in Nigeria. Why have we not built a pipeline that takes gas from Nigeria into Europe? Imagine how much money Nigeria would have made from situations like this. It would have been easy for the West to cut out Russia and then just give us all the money. Hundreds of billions of dollars we're talking about, brother. So when we are electing people back home as well, we should try and elect people who are awake, not people who are asleep. That is, you see, all of these things comes together. The issue of whether there's going to be a world war, there's no world war. The West are not going to involve when it comes to militarily. They're not going to involve. They will just impose sanction on Russia, and after that will be it. Because the American president have already said United States will not be involved militarily, but they will defend. This is what the American president said. They will defend every inch of NATO territory, which means that is why you see Putin. All those when they say Russia have power. How many power does it? In Europe, you have the United Kingdom, you have France that have nuclear powers. The United States have nuclear power. They have nuclear power as well. So is Russia going to fight three nuclear power countries? No, they won't do that. You know, that's a suicide mission. But he has taken advantage of the position of the Ukrainians. He knows that they are powerless. They cannot do nothing. So he's just a bully. That is what he is. Thank you very much, brother.
He's a bully. Okay. Thank you, my brother.
Watch, let me just add to what he said.
Who is that?
It's Brother Nice. Brother Nice.
No, Brother Nice. No, not your time. Please, bullet point it. We have a lot of people, please. Anything you want to say, bullet point it. We need to get to everybody. You can see the floor is already full. A lot of people want to join us right now. Let's take it round and one by one. So we'll be moving on now to Pedro. Pedro, thank you very much for joining us. Please unmute yourself. It's your turn now. Yes. Pedro is with us today on our debate. Pedro, welcome to the floor. How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine, sir. I want to thank you first of all for yesterday for the promotion you gave to me. God bless you for that. Please, I will not be staying too long, so I would like to touch on some various issues before I just leave. First of all, good evening to my fellow guests in the house today. I just want to start from the end of my last speaker concerning the Nigerian gas to Europe. Arrangement is underway. In less than 2 years, if the Nigerian government did not backslide or did not involve corruption, Nigeria will be supplying gas straight to Europe. There's a plan ongoing already. That's for that. And secondly, too, I want to let my friend also know that Russia is not planning to invade Ukraine because of their natural resources. Far from that. Let's go back to history. After the Second World War, the Cold War, we all know what happened, how the Germans invaded almost everybody in the world. And the Westerners were not interested in the war when they invaded Poland. They went to Ukraine. They dissolved every place in the Eastern Bloc. They never interfered on this war until they entered France. Let's get it straight. That is where they become involved. They say, look, this is our ally, because these are our allies. So they quickly went into it, right? After the war, United Nations was formed. 2 years later, in 1947, the Westerners felt that the United Nations is not doing the right thing because Russia was having veto power in the Union. Anytime they say anything, Russia will kick against it. With veto power, you can always kick against anything at all, you know. So they decided to form this NATO, not alliance. You understand? So not alliance. In fact, it's very clear. I said it in my topic yesterday. I see some people were saying they are behind Ukraine. They are behind Ukraine. Look, you don't negotiate violence with a lion when your hand is in the mouth of the lion. It's impossible. Definitely impossible. This is the impunity that has been existing in the world for a very long time. When people start condemning Russia that they invaded Ukraine, I want to ask how many bigger nations has invaded other countries and nobody coughed about it. Falk Island is in Argentina. Who is in command in Falk Island? It's United Kingdom, where you live, Najawash. Okay, so look at the distance from here to Argentina, where British now over controls an island. It is a British island. They have one in Spain. You see, this has been going on for a very long time. Now let's go to the story. When they formed this NATO, not an alliance, the Russians felt it was a way to push them out of the European Union. Don't forget, so the American that formed the NATO, you know, added those who the puppets who would be loyal to them to control, because they fear Russia when they saw the Second World War, what Russia did in the Second World War. So they formed this alliance and blocked it for Russia not to enter it. Russia wrote a letter in 1949 to join the North Alliance, which is NATO. So if Russia has any means or any way, any plans to be enemy to all those European countries beside him, he wouldn't have applied to join NATO. Check it, you will see it. It's in the archive. You go to go to YouTube, you see the stories there. So they refuse. At that time, Austria was not even fully independent. Okay, so then they make an agreement that, look, they want to admit, when they refuse Russia, they say they want to admit Germany. Russia said, no, Germany should be a neutral ground where they will not have arms, nothing at all, because of what they did to the world. They were involved in the First World War. They were involved in the Second World War. So they met again. An Italian delegation who came to the meeting in Brussels suggested that they will not allow Russia to join the group because they felt that Russia would be a threat to everybody around the globe. Okay, now, you should all know the past two presidents. How did the Soviet Union dissolve? It was the influence of the Westerners who influenced with money, political maneuver to create disarray in Soviet Union. They almost overthrew Gorbachev, if you could remember history, right? When they came back, then Gorbachev allowed those who want to go on their own independence to have their own independence, okay, in Soviet Union. Now, the true story is that, don't forget that Putin was an KGB officer at that time, who knows the secret of the West, who knows their plans of the West. So he was underground for a very long time, until he was appointed as a prime minister or as a president more than 12 years ago now. So this man knew exactly what was their plan. Tell me, to join NATO, why must the Westerners? I live in the West. I enjoy the West system of government, but not all nations are supposed to be like that. The Western system is the one that is destroying us back home in Africa today now. You cannot compel a Muslim nation to become like to be operated in a democratic society. They went to Libya, they did the same thing. When there is civil unrest on any place at all in Europe here, when the youth protest against their brutal laws in Europe here, they describe the youth as hooligans, as miscreants. Okay, but when the youth protest against an African government in Africa or a developed society like in China, Russia, whatever, the West are the first people to pronounce that the government is using harsh tone on the protesters. But if it is done in their country, they will claim the youth are hooligans and nuisance. Now, my question is that why, if Russia asks a simple question, if the Northern Alliance as a NATO is not against Russia, why are you refusing might stay or membership in NATO. Most of us here today never even knew that Russia made an application twice or 3 times. It was neglected. Church now was the president, prime minister of England at that time. Then Stalin died a year after the third letter was written to NATO. Now let's come back to the area where they said if they tried to invade Poland. You know the reason why Poland was in NATO? All those areas that you see that is around Russia, because Putin was not in power at that time. When he came to power, it's 50 years now he has been negotiating with them, and there was a treaty reached from the beginning that they should not extend towards the eastern part of the bloc, so that Russia will feel safe. My brother, if you count how many bases America has in the world, it's close to 100 or 180 to 210 bases worldwide. Now, look at the strategic position of Ukraine. Ukraine is not Poland. Poland has distance to Russia. When they invaded them the first day night at about 2 o'clock, yesterday night at 2 o'clock in the morning, 20 minutes was what they need to enter the full territory of Ukraine. And it's just about 18 kilometers from where they got that day to arrive at the presidential villa, or 20 kilometers to arrive at the presidential villa. Ukraine, Crimea, Donbass, these are regions that never wanted to be part of Ukraine. These are stories the Westerners will not reveal to you. They've been struggling to be on their own independence. But the West never allowed it. You know why? Because Crimea has a sea that connected the West and Russia. And if that place it is owned by the West, Russia will be sealed up, will be locked up. They have no means of leaving or sailing out of that place without a confirmed permission from the West. So, and I want to say again, before I conclude this place here, that we are not seeing a third world war in Ukraine. And for those of you who support the West, who don't know what is going on, how do Biden understand and know the right moment that the Russians is going to strike? How do they also know their aims and objectives? Although they have intelligence, but fine, let me tell you one thing: there are telephone calls going on. These guys, they were allowed these things to happen. They were allowed this to happen to neutralize Ukraine. Then they will now come for Iran conference table to resolve this issue. Ukraine should learn from these lessons. Russia has never one day interfered in Ukraine activities, although they do go have investigating the KGB that goes around. All the world has spies all over the world. But my fear now is that it's a lesson to the less developed society and the developing society to be always watchful. We have passed through some, how do I call it, the most dangerous activities in Nigeria that took place in the military rule. How many times did you see the Americans put their boat in Nigeria to come and fight for us? No. So Gaddafi did the worst he can do in the whole world. He even bombed a flight, local beach. You remember Nigeria was, and they only kept insertion. Why did they not topple his government at that time? Don't forget, Iraq and Iran war was caused by America, and they equipped Iraq to be able to defeat Iran for 10 good years. But when Iraq started going on its own, was not respecting their rules and regulations, they go after him. This is the point. Libya Gaddafi was overthrown, not because Benghazi voted against him, because the then prime minister, I've forgotten his name now, the one that married to an Italian lady, was looking for one way or the other to be re-elected. He needed something to give him morale in France. They went there and created no-fly zone. What stopped them now from creating no-fly zone in Ukraine? It's a question that nobody can be able to answer. So we are not geese. I have woken up, I said it in my program yesterday, that this Western world are only telling you that there's no place a stronger man will hold you that you will not feel pains. In the world, everywhere in the world, it's like that, it functions like that. Now, how many places Russia has a base in the world? I reflect you back before I conclude. You remember what happened? Guantanamo base in the US, in Cuba. Who is in command of that place there? That place is a territory of Cuba. How did it happen? That was agreement they reached when the Soviet Union was trying to carry a nuclear station to Cuba to be enable them secure Cuba from American threats. What happened? America reached an agreement because America was trying to build a base in Turkey many years ago. For those of you who are young, might not even know the story, but go check the story. They wanted to build a base in Turkey. Soviet was okay. If you build a base in Turkey, we will build a base in Cuba. At the end of that was 13 days negotiation. Check, it was even used as film in America. At the end of the day, they reached an agreement. Cuba, Soviet withdraw from Cuba. America will withdraw from Turkey. Do you also remember that Turkey was even negotiating to be European Community member, a Muslim country, 100%, and they were considering it, if not because of the influence of America, that makes them to stop that nonsense. So today, I just want to let everybody know that those who have it in mind that this man is trying to topple the government because he wants to control the government resources or whatever. No, this man is safeguarding his country. He wants to be safe. He wants to sleep at night. He don't want to become a war power that was reduced to a puppet. Nobody will take that chance. If you are a great man today, you would never want to become a poor person. That's the more reason. And for those of you who said he cannot do anything, go and mark it. I said, I titled it, the Westerners and Americans are toothless bulldog. Nobody can do anything to Russia. If the two elephants fight, the grass suffered. Lastly, in 2 years, 3 years ago, Donald Trump recognized Jerusalem as a capital city, a city that the world has rejected for 50 years. Okay, Tel Aviv was what we know as capital city. Recognizing Jerusalem gave Israel more right to expand their illegal expansion in Palestine. So what are we talking about? Nigeria was, I don't want to waste much of time. We have so many messages on the land today. Thank you, and God bless everybody.
Thank you. You are not leaving yet. You are still here.
No, I'm not leaving.
Quickly. Pedro.
Yeah.
I sent you a message. Just go through it quietly, and I also sent a message to Nigeria Watch.
Okay.
Just go through it to guide us on this topic.
It's okay.
Check your WhatsApp now.
All right, we'll do that. While I'm
is it okay to quickly ask Pedro a question?
Okay.
Yes, anybody can ask him a question. He's here.
Okay, I'll just quickly ask him a question. Pedro, I greet you once again. You know, when you talk, I listened to you just now, and I wanted to ask you, are you aware when Putin annexed Crimea as part of Russia? He always knew Crimea. If he always knew that Crimea was part of Russia, why did he have to wait until when the Ukrainians protested against a government that was in favor, that had close ties to Russia, in favor of an alliance with the European Union? Why did Vladimir Putin waited until that time before he then decided that he wanted to annex Crimea as part of Russia?
Is that a question?
Yeah. I'm asking him because he said Putin wants to feel safe, and I'm saying that Putin. The reason why Putin is doing what he's doing because he wants a government that he favors in Ukraine, but he doesn't see it that way. So I'm asking now, why was it that it was only when they took the government that was in favor of Putin out of office, then he decided to then annex Crimea from Ukraine? Why did he not do it earlier? If he feels that those are part of his country, why did he not annex those parts of his country earlier before now?
Okay. Pedro, are you there? Pedro, can you hear me? Okay, I think we have issue with Pedro right now. Okay, before he comes back again, let's move on now to okay, we have him back again. All right.
Okay, sorry about that. I just went off. I don't know why.
All right. Can you hear me
now? I understand his question. Can I answer it?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. In the developed society, we're growing up, we are made to understand that when in democracy, they taught all the democracy different from what they practice in the Western world. I live here for a very long time. At least I've understood the political parties in Italy here. I participated for more than 23 years in political parties here. What happened that time was very clear. It was merely sponsored by the West, those protests. Believe me honestly. As I speak to you, today, Crimea voted 96% to be independent and joined the Soviet Union. Back now, at the same time, has also agreed to leave Ukraine.
Hold on.
Okay.
Go ahead, Pedro.
Okay. So, what I'm trying to say is that those protests were being sponsored. If you check the history of Ukraine, Ukraine was even the center of Soviet Union. At least it was the capital city. Go and check during the Soviet Union. A very strategic place to Russia. And 87% of those people who live in Ukraine there speak Russian language. So how can you come from more than 9,000 kilometers to be influencing people's government in a far place? This is the point I'm trying to ask.
Okay.
So if they protested for one person who were so close tied to the Soviet Union or to Russia, but I'm telling you today, the reason why they did it was because they were being sponsored and paid for to do it.
Thank you, Pedro. Yeah, we are Israel. You have the floor right now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone. I've been hearing everybody talk. You guys all spoke well. First of all, let me just put this one as a question to Pedro. Pedro, what's up, sir? Let me just quickly put this one. Let's be very careful the way we place this whole thing. Yeah. Because we are talking about also, we are trying to safeguard also our own as Africans. Now, Pedro, I want to ask you, you said about this Crimea thing, it was sponsored by the West.
Yes.
Now, if you look at the Stalinist kind of republic, compared to what you have, what you know as democracy today, I am very, very glad that you live in a democratic society, Italy. You are speaking right now because you have the freedom to speak. That is why you're speaking, right? Now, under the Stalinist regime, who dares talks to anyone who is a political class? Who dares? So now you said Crimea was annexed because the West was sponsoring it. You don't have you don't have a credible evidence of it. Now let me tell you, you were watching it on TV when people were being escorted to the polling booth with guns on their head. Even when they were holding the now, sir, that is what I'm telling you now. You were there when they were holding the Ukrainian flag, defending their land, and they were being taken by Russian, machineries who were on ground. They went in there, nobody interfered. The Ukrainians did not even talk to them. They took them by their guns to take them to the polling booth, and 2 days later, Putin issued them what he called a nationality. They were all having Russian passports. 2 days later. Now, let me tell you one thing, my people. Ukraine joining this team. Most of the panelists have said it all. So I just need to add some. Akim is right. The Honorable is right. Everybody that have spoken, they are very, very right. Now, let me also give you why these people are just angry. Ukraine is a sovereign state. Sir Pedro, what is a sovereign state? Can anybody now hold on, sir? I'm still coming. What is a sovereign state? You cannot interfere in their own matter. It's an independent state that is not run by anybody. It's not under anybody. It's not a nation anymore. It's a state under the political terms. It's a state. So when they have a sovereignty, they have right to say what they want to say. If the country, as the population, actually backs whoever comes there. You also said something that the Putin never allowed them because of they are very close to them. The honorable also said something like saying these people because of the natural resources that are there. He is correct. Hold on, I'm coming to that place. Do you know Poroshenko? Do you remember Poroshenko?
I do.
Do you remember Poroshenko? Do you also know that Poroshenko was the one who Putin wanted to place there because he was close to Russia? Because he wanted him. Hold on. You were saying that this interest. Akim is right because what Putin is doing, he wants to destabilize it. He knew what he was calculating. He knew what he was doing. He wants to destabilize it. That is why Poroshenko today has denounced Putin and is fighting for his land.
Correct.
For your information now.
You ask a question. You ask a question, my brother. Okay.
Yes.
You are a guest like me. Ask me a question. Since we were born, since you'll be reading history.
No, Pedro, hold on, please. Have you gone through what I sent to you, please?
Yeah, I've already written your name down.
Does it make sense in any way? Please.
I don't want to reflect my brother back.
Okay,
the British operate a democratic system of government.
Yes.
What were they doing in Africa? How did they operate it up in Africa? How did they do in Argentina? How did they operate in the world today?
Okay, do you want me to answer your question? You want me to answer that question? You said about Falk Island. I wanted to point it out. Okay, now the Falk Island, everybody listen attentively. Yeah. When Argentina and the United Kingdom were fighting for that land, There is what you call a referendum. Pedro, a referendum actually gives the mandate wherever you want to belong. The Falk Island people were given a referendum. Do you want to join Argentina or you want to join the United Kingdom? Hang on.
That was listen to your friend now. Look at the distance from England to Argentina.
You hold on now. You ask me a question. The referendum, what was the result of the referendum? It was 97-2. The British, I don't understand. You also talk about Gibraltar. Gibraltar, are they part of Spain? What is the referendum of Gibraltar?
You are not getting, you see, my brother, listen, nobody will allow any danger to be very close to him in his territory. What you are saying now, you are saying referendum. You want to happen in Crimea? What is a referendum?
That is what I'm saying. Look, you didn't get it now. What was happening during the referendum when they annexed Crimea? The Russian machineries were putting guns to escort these people to the police station.
Show me the video.
You didn't get it.
Israel, hold on. Israel, hold on, please. Israel, hold on. Israel, hold on, please. Yeah. Israel, hold on. Pedro.
Yeah.
What you are saying right now is that if you build a house near a very rich man, then you cannot do anything in your house again. That rich man can control how you live, what you do in your own house.
Can you imagine that?
I will tell you now. Just 2 minutes. My house in Uselu, there was a man that had a house very close to me. He's a pilot, very close to me. I'm talking about 26 years ago.
Nigeria was taking my dad.
Hold on. Just 2 minutes, please. 2 minutes, please. He bought a lesser generator. A lesser generator. I placed the generator very close to his friend's side of my house. And my house was closer to his own fence. You know what lesser generator mean that was? So when they on it, I can't even watch him in my parlor. I sue him. It's giving me uncomfortable in my own house.
No, that's a different. That's a valid reason.
You don't make noise by anything.
You have selfish and parochial interest.
That is a different matter. Let me finish.
It's not different, my brother. Go ahead.
Let me finish. The reason why I'm saying this thing, Belarus knew he was close to the West before, because he couldn't get his way out. That is why he sold himself to Putin, and that is why because he want to hold on. Because he want to become a colonel. That is what Putin told him. The recent meeting they met, he want to become a colonel. Now, people in Belarus protested about the rigging of election. What is his name? Lukashenko refused. When he know that 90% of the Belarusians were against him, he called Russia. Were you not there when Russia came into Belarus to defend him?
You listen to Western news. That's why you talk like this. I'm trying to cut you short.
Get it from
Western news.
All right, Israel, let's move on.
Israel is speaking from what he was told, not what he knows.
I know what I see, and I read, and then it's what I'm giving you.
That's why it's a debate, okay?
Yes. Jerusalem, when Trump, your brother, accepted as a capital city.
Let me answer you on this.
What?
Okay, let me answer him on this. Trump is somebody who does not understand what is called political thing, or does not understand what is called a leader. He also said it when he left office. When Benjamin Netanyahu refused to do what he wants to do by accepting Biden to say congratulations, Trump told Fox News and said, "Oh, why did I do this? Because I did what I did to make Jerusalem the capital of Israel just because of my political stand. The way I wanted you to get to power. He wanted to use this as a political weapon." And this is what he did.
That is the game.
Okay, now,
Mr. Israel, let me give Pedro proper answer to that question. I'm going to give Pedro proper answer to that question.
Now that was stop these people. Other people are here.
Pedro,
the
answer to your question, the answer to your question, if the United States government declares the capital to be a different place from where it originally should be, it doesn't means that the United Nations, I want you to listen to that word. It doesn't mean that it is recognized by the United Nations. Until it is recognized by the United Nations, it is null and void. Whether one government states that this is the position, as long as the United Nations have not acknowledged that position, that statement is invalid. So Does that answer your question now?
But
yes, I'm leaving now, and that was sorry for that guy that I'm not just now. I want to leave.
You must know
I want to give you two examples in
Russia
Africa.
is doing in Ukraine, what Russia is doing in Ukraine is unacceptable under the international law.
Bros, you are very, very correct. If you watch my statement, I'm not saying just justified, but I said what they're doing is just a replica of what the West are doing for many years. Okay, let's go straight to hold on, bros. I want to leave and let other people talk. Let me go back to Africa. If you remember Mobutu Sese Seko, Niger Wash, that man spent almost 28 years in power, and the West never saw anything bad about him. He was the only first man in Africa as a president to change the trend line in Brussels to a different direction because of his villa in Brussels. You know why? But when he started doing his own thing, he was now discovered to be an enemy. Let's go back to Mugabe. Mugabe was trained in UK. He was imposed to them. When he started driving out the white people, they said it's not democratic. Let's go back to Cameroon. Afobia is there for almost 40 years. Somebody born 40 years in Cameroon has never witnessed election one day in Cameroon. How many of them are saying it is wrong? Bros, I beg, I don't wake up. It is let every country hold itself tight.
It is the is wrong. And that is why today people in Libya are regretting because they told the Americans to come and they said Gaddafi was so why are you not saying that the West interfered? It was the people who invited the West that said Gaddafi wants to slaughter us. Benghazi is on fire. You said you heard it.
UK Prime Minister is inviting you out of you now.
Not true.
Listen now.
That is not
all
true.
Legitimate people. All legitimate people invited other war powers. They came to rescue them. A legitimate government is begging now. Nobody entered their boots in the soil. Who are you talking to? Fools?
He's a NATO membership. Is he a NATO member?
Niger Watch.
Was Libya there? Was Libya a NATO member?
Niger Watch. Please, can someone else talk?
Go ahead, engineer. Sorry, sir. Go ahead.
It's terrible. It's like the rest of us we need to come out so that the rest of them can talk.
God bless you all and God bless you, Pedro. Pedro, yesterday I watched you. I saw the way you analyze everything. I give you a kudos. You are a man worthy of emulation. It shows to me that you are a true son of your father. You know, I don't know the reason why we are taking headache for another man's sickness. Taking Panadol for another man's sickness. If Russia and Ukraine want to kill themselves, I'm less concerned about them. You understand? That is not my problem.
Mind what you say. Mind what you say on international platform.
It doesn't matter the way I said it. Everybody has their interest. You understand? We're in a free world. Every man has his own.
Maybe he's driving. We are not hearing you.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Engineer Ken, please be careful with the word you use, please. We're talking about the word.
What word do I use? That I said I don't care?
No.
Don't danger about what he said. It's a free word. It's democracy now. Go ahead.
No. You can't. This is YouTube. They have rules. I know what I'm saying. They have rules. Please, you can't say.
My brother, every time you come to ball, you feel like you can say anything.
Who's talking?
Even when the COVID-19 came up, everybody were conscious of the kind of things you do in your time. And
my brother, did
Engineer K, hold on, please. Just hold on. We were cautioned, and more than 10,000 YouTube channels were terminated.
just because they did not follow the rules. More than 10,000 youths were terminated during COVID-19. On this one now, they are already watching. Please, let's be conscious of what we are saying. If you have anything you want to say, please, better you go on pigeon. Thank you. Go ahead, Ejinake.
Listen, what I've just said is not bigger. What I want to say is bigger than what one of us just said about Mama Gaddafi and NATO or whatever. I only use the word I don't care. There's nothing harm in it. It's a free world and it's a free nation. You know, I live in a free world. If I say I don't care, I don't care. I don't care. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm trying to make a statement here. You know, that the reason why I say I don't care. The whole world knows what is going on. That Putin is trying to get back the old Soviet Union. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to bring them back together.
What I don't share is the problem that I have right now, and it's a big problem with YouTube. Remember, I'm not the owner of YouTube, sir. We have rules.
He's leading the community. He's telling you, let's go ahead, please.
Okay, let me rephrase that word. Let me rephrase that word so that your YouTube will be happy. I care. All right? Is that will make them join? Yes,
that will follow. Rules is rules.
If that will make them happy for you, I care. You understand? Because all of them know what is going on. They know that this man is trying to bring themselves back together. He's trying to bring back the old Soviet Union so that he can be the boss of all of them and control it. You know, Putin himself is a power-drunk person. We all know that. You know, my fear is this. After Putin succeeds, what will now be the next? China will come together. China will now go after Taiwan and Hong Kong and claim it. You know, the only thing I'm concerned about is the continent that I came from, Africa. Africa is my problem. I don't care what happened in the West because the West is organized. Are we ready to come together as one continent? Are we ready to come together as one people to make a difference for the next generation? I think that those are the reasons why I joined this platform, to make sure that Africa as a continent come together, speak one voice, hold one mic, fight together, and make sure that we'll become great. I heard one of my co-panelists says that they're trying to get an oil pipe from Nigeria down to Europe. The day that vision will, the day they will succeed to create that vision, that will be end of Nigeria. Because those greedy old men in Europe, they will suck those oil well, that Nigeria will be left with nothing. Remember, our leaders are way greedy. Their greed is too much. Then you will not give them that sucking pipe, that straw, to suck direct from our sea, from our land to Europe. How can they take stock of it? Do we have great divers?
My brother, that dream is not realistic. It's not possible.
You know, so it's not possible.
Where's the pipeline? From where to where? Why are we not seeing the signs now?
That mission will not be done. You understand me? So to me, I don't see fancy in we coming into Ukraine and Russian politics. We all know what is going on. You know, but we cannot speak our mind. You understand? Because we are in a public domain, we don't want YouTube or whatever to shut down your platform. I'm so sorry, my brother, that if I have to say what I said, you know, but the thing is this, you know, it's a pity that people are dying. It's a pity that people are paying the price of one man's greed, of one man's vision, you know, to bring back the old Soviet Union. And the rest European allies, we're not supporting, you know, because they're all afraid of Russia. Russia is a country that you don't want to mess with. You know, they are very strong, they are very powerful. Even as big as America, we can't fuck with Russia. Look at what they did to us during the time of President Trump. The time of President all the way from Russia, that election was rigged. Russia was rigged. You know, so
right.
that will tell you how Russian is. Russia is so powerful. Nobody else with them. So that's the thing. So those are the reason why even the NATO, they're all backing out from it. So our thing is this: we should pray for Ukraine. You know, if I'm to be Ukraine president, I will give up and let Putin have his way. Because the more he's trying to hold his way, the more he's trying to stand for his defense, the more he will lose his people. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Ken. Thank you very much for that. Like I said before, YouTube they have rules. They censor everything. In fact, they have robots that scan every video that we are doing. So that's why we need to be careful what we say. Although we have right to ask freedom of speech, but the word "I don't care" when people are dying, nobody will take that. You know, it doesn't matter if you hate them.
My brother, people die. People are dying more in where I came from. In Benin, you know how many people die today?
Yes,
you know,
Uromi.
you understand? You know how many people die today? You know, what is YouTube doing on it? What is that taking it? You know, go to social media, see the death in Benin.
The same way, no YouTube channel can use the word that people are dying in Edo State, I don't care. If you use English, your channel will also be a problem.
I understand your point, my brother. Yeah, I'm not trying to stop. I'm not trying to be sarcastic to your channel. You know, the reason why I says I don't care is not that I don't care. I do care because it's humans that are dying. But when I use that word, I don't care. The politicians in this Western world, they know the game. They know the game. If the American president could come out and...
All right. All right. Ejinake, we need to move on now. I don't know your network, but still the opportunity for us to move on.
Let's take a trip to Africa. The Russian rugby.
All right, hold on. Let's choose someone else to talk to us. I think the next person right now is Prince Collins. Do we still have Prince Collins here? Yes, he's right here with us.
I'm here.
Israel, Akin, and Paito, they captured the platform. You know?
It's terrible.
So,
it's terrible. We are watching
right.
Okay. As a matter of fact, just whatever we are going to say today, we all have spoken well. The issue is that people need to be muted. Okay. The issue is that right from the beginning of this world, right from the Bible, the beginning of the Genesis, we've always had this territorial fight and all that. So that's always been the order of the day. So if you look at what Russia is trying to do, because if you look at the old Soviet Union, you know, disintegration, as a matter of fact, is making Russia to lose territory, and he has refused to understand that the democracy of this world that they practice is a mature way of bringing corruption back to the edge. You know, so the Western world, as a matter of fact, is gradually, because if you look at Hungary, look at Czech Republic and environs, the way they are, you know, moving into Western world because of the kind of freedom, liberty that we have. Even we that are from third world country, the way we are coming to this place is we are doing that. Everybody is doing that because of the liberty that is, or let's say, relatively liberal life that they have here. At least you have we have a voice, even if it's not totally given to you, but you feel human. So what Putin is doing is just, when something is going to come to an end, or when a reign is going to come to an end, that's the way it goes. You know, whichever way you look at it, Putin is going. It's just the end of Putin is coming, and it's a gradual thing. The Western world is much more intelligent than Putin himself. Even the Russian people, they are not 40% of the Russian people, they are not with Putin, because what Putin is going to face right now, it's just like the Western world. They are like tortoise, you know. They catch you when you are not expecting it. Let it betray bomb. What he's doing right now is against humanity. It's destroying life and property. What he's doing right now is right now at the present life we are living now. That kind of activity is outdated. Is barbaric. He has no right to intimidate anybody, destroy their camp, throw bombs while people are sleeping. He has no right. So whichever way he's explaining it, I know that he's trying to fight for territory because he's seen that NATO, the Schengen nation, and even the Europe as an entity, the Western world actually, the former Soviet Union, they are shifting because when they have independence, they want to have freedom. Having independence is one thing under Putin. Another thing is to be free totally. And for you to be free totally, you need to come into the Western world. So this is just the beginning of the end of Putin, not Russia, Putin himself. So what he's doing right now is a gradual way to end his own life. But another thing as I've seen is that the present American president, the present Biden, is a weak president. You know, if you look at the way they pull out of Afghanistan recently and what they lost, ammunition and everything they lost there, it's enough for Putin to try.
YouTube will suspend this line. No. YouTube is not happy. Why would you say my president is weak? Why would you say my president is weak? You should rephrase that comment. You should rephrase that comment. Why would you say my president is weak?
All right. Please, I don't want us to mess up this broadcast. Please. Round up Prince Collins. So let's
let me quickly say this. I think you should mute somebody that is not talking so that we'll have a decorum. So what I'm saying is that there is that power tussle, you know, because the present president of America is not as compared to the last one that left and those ones. Like if it was Bush that was here, Putin cannot even try what he's trying. He has seen this present American president as somebody that is more into dialogue than action. Why even the last president that left?
That's a better word than using the word weak. Good, better now.
Okay, it's okay. Sorry for that. If you look at what Trump did to China and other activities, economic war, the way Trump took his activities against other parts of the world, it was violent, but it was a decent way of presenting because it didn't go into war. You know, America is one of the nations that we need to have a president that will represent the whole world because America is like a mirror followed by Britain. You know, because right now the present president is more into dialogue than action. So that is why Putin is doing what he's doing. They are going to deal with him. I know that. I promise you that. And he's not going to lead to world war. So let me start there so that somebody else can come in.
Thank you very much. Prince Collins, thanks for that. Let's move on to Mr. Omori. Mr. Omori, can you hear me, sir?
Very well.
Yeah, go ahead. Talk to us. Good evening to you.
All right. Thank you once again for this opportunity. My greetings to my honorable guests in the house and our viewers all over the world. A lot of people have spoken and have listened attentively. You know, you have all done well. But I want to say, I don't want to actually dwell too much on this international politics. What you see playing, I'm more concerned about my country, Nigeria, and below state, Edo State. And
once everybody contribute, now we're moving straight to Edo State.
Yeah, I understand. I'm not trying to say it's a good thing. It's a good thing that we also abreast with what is happening in the world because the world has become a global village. You know, we're going to learn some lessons from it. I'm not against it at all. But I want to summarize, for everybody that has spoken, we cannot remove emotion from humanity and sentiment from humanity. But one thing is clear. I want to make some selling point here. That what you see playing out is, I don't want to go deep into like I said before, the perspective of international politics, the rise and fall of Soviet Union and all that. A lot of people have spoken well on that. What you are seeing is a struggle for supremacy and also for
power.
For power, Nami day pass and all that. So this has been on for a very long time. So But one thing I want to say is, Putin should know that in international diplomacy, there's what we call sovereignty. That you are more powerful does not give you the right to oppress the smaller countries around you. A lot of people that are arguing against America, like, oh, why you do this here, you do that there. It's all politics. They're all playing politics. If not for America too, if not the way they do, they try to be like the police of the world. Sometimes you might not like them, you might hate them, whatever. You know, if not for the world politics they'll be playing, by now we'll have some dictators and oppressors all over the world will have, be more disastrous and more catastrophic. But the way you play politics, you might not be 100% right, all in the name of interest. I think I want to stop it there. I don't want to go into the historic perspective of the USSR, like I said earlier. But there is need for us for a nation to respect the sovereignty of another nation. And for those that are saying what America is doing all over the world, trying to support Putin, democracy may not be perfect, but at least it gives some semblance of humanity, respect to humanity, and respect for one nation and to the other. So no matter the politics in it, there must be a way of living together. I don't think the president of America is weak. I think there are some. They are trying to learn the lesson for some mistakes in the past. There are some wars he went into without proper scrutiny. At the end of the day, it came out to discover that the reason for going into the war was not actually there. There was no need for the war. So it's just being careful. It does not give Putin the right, to be a warlord all over everybody. And while this thing is going on, some nations are waiting to benefit. Why some, even within America, are acting as traitors. They're happy, trying to, see, the Americans, they're trying to play the spoilers game. It's all politics. I went there for now. I don't want to.
Thank you.
I'm not too comfortable talking about it.
Yes, we are going to be moving to Edo State soon, but let's talk to others. But before that, before I move on now, I want to quickly announce that please mute yourself. Mr. Moro, you mute yourself. Always mute yourself. Thank you. All right, I want to let everyone know that if you mistakenly leave the floor, maybe your network or maybe you left by yourself, for you to come back, your position might be replaced by someone else. I noticed some of us that were here already, network or one or two things happened, they left. Now they are trying to come back now because the system is telling me they're trying to come back. I'm receiving calls here and all that. I cannot really do anything about it. I can't remove somebody right now for you to come in. So that's why before you come in, someone like Engineer Ken, now network good today. Network, sometimes if your network not good like that, it does still come out. So
yeah, Mr. Edigin.
Yes, sir.
Quickly, I sent something to your WhatsApp. Is it possible for you to display it so we can add to our knowledge?
That one.
Why Ukraine matters?
We need to move to Edo State now. I saw what you sent to me, sir. If we have to analyze that, we are going to be here for another 1 hour.
Okay, no problem.
Before we proceed, let me quickly do information. Oil has risen by 2%.
Please mute yourself.
Oil price.
Hold on. Everybody hold on. Somebody need to mute themselves. Engineer Ken, please mute yourself. Yes, that was coming from Engineer Ken. All right, who was talking about oil?
Prince Collins, I'm saying that the latest information is that because of this Russian conflict, the oil price has risen by 2% right now.
Okay.
You should have with that.
All right. Yes, I think that's also part of the information that people come and saying that. All right, I don't really want us to stretch this more, except you guys want us to talk about it. I can go to the details, the good comrades send and all that, but this might take us another 1 hour. All right, but before then, let's go to Mr. Jimo. Mr. Jimo, thanks for joining us, sir. Please talk to us. Good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening.
everybody, my co-panelists. I'm happy to be with you guys again. This is a very interesting matter. And if you allow me, I will try to dissect this issue to the best of my knowledge, for even the common man to know what is actually happening in this Russia-Ukraine wahala. You know, many years ago, if I might put it this way, Russia and Ukraine and some other countries in Eastern Europe, they were all siblings from the same mother called Soviet Union, with Russia appointed as the elder brother, let's put it that way. But after the sudden death on the 26th of December 1991 of the Soviet Union, which was their mother, and all the parents' landed properties, including the kitchen stuff, like armor cars, drones, nuclear weapons, and vegetables like biological weapons, they were all shared among the siblings.
Hello, sir. Hello. I would like to know the name of your Kagbe. I'm sorry.
Please, let me just...
I am your Kagbe. I was your Kagbe at that time.
Come on, let's be serious for a while now. Let people understand what we are debating. Yes.
Move on, Mr. Demon. Go ahead.
You know, Russia, as the elder brother, received the largest of all the properties. But as years roll by, you know, Russia has been very prudent with its gifts and has grown so massive, you know, that it is now rated as the second most powerful country in the world. But his siblings, among them, they are now broke. But there is an even bigger problem. Russia's siblings accepted Belarus and not in love with Russia, except Belarus. All of them are not in love with Russia because Russia could not prosper them. All they knew before that time was communism. So they tested capitalism in a way, democracy. They didn't want to go back to Russia. They want to align with the West. That is the basic thing. That was what brought all these things. So what happened? They said Russia is a bully, and so they are not going inside the zone, and they fell in love and begin to romance countries like USA, France, the West generally. And Russia is not happy with this. In fact, Russia even want the family to come together again to preserve that family legacy. Even if it is not to eat their favorite food, but remember, I told you that Russia received the largest share of the property. Well, it helps Russia in raising millions of children and even enough to train millions as soldiers. So Russia is not only one in the most largest country in the world, but it's also one of the most powerful military country in the world, according to the global firepower ranking. Now, you may not understand how powerful Russia is when compared to Ukraine until now. For every Ukraine soldier, there is 4.5, Russian military man. That is to say, 5 to 1. Ukraine became very scared. Not only Ukraine, those other siblings, all the Stan countries, Tajikistan, whatever, they are scared that Russia still want to bring all of them back. So what is their defense? Is to move close to NATO. And Russia saw this. Russia said no. For these guys to move close to NATO, it means America can even put their equipment in Ukraine and begin to spy on us. Nobody will agree to that. And that was what America did in Cuba. When Russia was moving close to Cuba, America fought tooth and nail. But America did not invade. This is the difference. Right. America will use its economic power. Russia has no economic power, but military power, which is outdated now. You can't use military power now, except you are able to carry the world along with you. Now, Russia does not have that influence. So he's trying to use the military power to block the West from putting their soldiers close to his door. Now, the NATO cannot fight because nobody wants to challenge Russia, not that because Russia is too powerful, when you talk about air power, Russia know they can't even stand America. That's what they know. But nobody wants a third world war. So if we are dissecting this issue, I just want to bring this one to the fore so that we know actually what the problem is. We can say, Russia, why will you go there militarily? Because the world has changed now, that we have stopped that military issue. I heard the Pedro talking about Israel attacking, whatever, changing embassy and all those things. Listen, my brother, Pedro, I know you are not there, maybe you are listening. Nobody wants Third World War. The First and Second World War started in Europe. As a result of that, Europe has been, living in peace. They brought some rules to safeguard. If you look at how America invaded Afghanistan, the world knows and the world went along. Iraq, the world knows and went along. What Russia should be doing now is try to build their economic power, which they don't have. And there is no way, even if Russia occupy Ukraine, can they build Ukraine? They are not even economically stable, so they can't even build Ukraine. At the end of the day, they will still go. So thank you. Let me just give the floor to other panelists. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jimo. Now we're moving to leftists. Leftist Etoya, good evening to you. Please talk to us. What's your take on this Russia and Ukraine? We are going to end this topic with leftist Etoya. Then we'll move on to the next topic. As you all know that we have two topics today. Go ahead. Thank you.
Yes. First of all, I came in late. I've been very busy, actually. I've been very extremely busy. So I came in late today, and I had the opportunity of listening to few speakers, starting from Pedro, and the heated argument. At the end of it, Pajimo just rounded it up. So because Pajimo rounded it up, I wouldn't want to dwell so much. Pajimo just said it the way it is. Russia is not letting Ukraine go because Russia is afraid if Ukraine go, join NATO, the America and the NATO influence will weaken Russia. And they have the military might. And just the way people have just said it, nobody would dare Russia. Nobody. Russia knows this. Russia is sacking the world. They just know what they are doing. Whatever they do now, America will just keep sanctioning. Then we involve other nations to sanction them. America must be diplomatic. That is the smartness. They want to be very diplomatic, and they will hit when Russia don't expect it, not militarily, economically. Because whatever any country do, he wants. Before he wants, if he just throw us to meet us, ready for our consequence. Russia is going to feel the consequence, just like Ukraine is feeling it. But the truth is, Putin knows what he's doing. He knows nobody will dare him. You know what he wants? War. If any nation dare throw one stone to Russia, China will come in. And you just check the combination of China and Russia. The war is gone. And America and NATO don't want to strike nothing because they don't want nuclear war to come in because it's going to affect the whole of Europe and the rest of the world. So because of that, they are watching the line. They are allowing Russia to do whatever he wants to do. They are only trying to they are equipped Ukraine, but equipping Ukraine would still not be able to hold Russia. So I think at the end of the day, they have to come to a round table because what is happening now, nobody likes it. People are losing their life. Innocent people. I could be there. You could be there. It could be anybody that is not aware of this political struggle and the innocent suffer. So I just think Putin should think of a way out, other way out, and Ukraine also should come down because let's not forget, just like someone may mention when Cuba was doing this, America tried to be diplomatic. They didn't use the force. But just like Pajimo said, Russia don't have that economy to diplomatically approach Ukraine. But the only way is, hey, these people want to come. This is what they did to. They did a lot of these political matters. It is just there. Gaddafi, everybody want Western. They want to relate with you, but at the end of the day, you suffer. At the end of the day, you suffer. It's all political, and this is what Putin is looking at. He's trying to really actually save his continent. That's just it. But I just pray that it ends this way. Ukraine is really going to feel the heat, but I believe with time something must be done. Thank you.
Thank you, lefties. Yeah, my people, we need to move on right now to the next topic. 1 minute.
Yes, the reason I want to quickly say this, we as a people, we should know that Russia, nobody, the Soviet Union, even the people living in the Soviet bloc, no one. If the people of Russia are really backing Russia, why are they protesting? Why is he arresting them? Because he knows what he's doing. He wants to destabilize the Europe and NATO forces and so that he can bossy everybody. Because North Korea, they are all happy. Syria is happy. China is happy. Iran is happy. This is what you don't know. So America are going to come with a diplomatic way. Even the Europeans. That is what they are doing. And that is what Mr. Jimo had just told you. And that is what I was trying to say before he got on the Mr. Pahichu. All these things that he's enjoying, the dividends of democracy is enjoying in Italy. Are they enjoying it during the Soviet bloc? Go to Hungary and they will tell you how the Soviet Union was. Or even Poland. They will tell you.
Okay.
How they suffered. Look at
what are you still there?
I'm here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Israel. Akin, go ahead. 1 minute. We need to move on to the next topic.
No, I was wondering why we're listening to Israel's voice playback. That's why I was going to ask if you're still there. Anyway, Abu said that. I just want to quickly round up on this Russia issue. I think what we are saying right now, we need to understand that if Putin is so hungry with NATO and he thought he have the power to change things, Poland, I'll say it again, Poland is sharing borders with Russia. Poland is a NATO alliance. Poland is a NATO country. Why did he not invade Russia? Why did he not invade Poland? That is, I will say that
Poland don't share boundary. Poland don't share boundary with Russia. They don't have boundary.
No, it does. It does shares with Belarus on the other side.
Yeah, Belarus. Yeah.
Yeah, it does share with Belarus on the other side. So that's what I'm saying. So Belarus is not the same thing as Russia. It's almost the same thing. So I just want to quickly round up. Sorry, I will say that. Yeah, I think we need to understand something that I said before I started this. I said, your grandfather time is different from your father time, and your father time is different from your time. Your time will be different from your children's time. The fact that some people occupy other people's land in 1954 or 1970 something or whatever year doesn't make it right in 2022. We condemn what happened then. We condemn the occupation of Iraq by the United States. We should also condemn what Russia is doing right now. It doesn't make sense. It was not right then. It is not right today that a sovereign nation is being taken over by a power that is greater than its military. So trying to excuse because America did it before, so Russia is doing it now. It doesn't make sense. We should not be aligning ourselves with those kind of contributions. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello. Let me quickly throw something, please. I was here and I went out.
Mr. Elvis, Brother Nice is here. I've not been talking.
I want to say something. Go ahead, Brother Nice.
Yes, what I just want to clear is that there is a video. Just watch it. Video that this man made, Putin. He spoke about NATO. He said nobody. He said even him. He's not even thinking about going to war with NATO. He said anybody that think of that is even a fool. He said he's not crazy to that extent to go to war with NATO. So Putin knows his limit.
With the truth, it wasn't sincere.
What do you say? What do you mean?
It wasn't sincere. That's a deceptive statement.
Mr. Najawo, that's what
Let me also contribute, please. I went. Something happened to my system. I was cut off, and you know.
All right. Can we move on to the next topic?
Okay, I will
please,
just throw it to the next. I will
one.
throw it to the
Let's
next
move on to the
topic
next.
because what I want to say is this.
Yeah.
As we are talking about Russia, we need to learn from what happened to Russia. What happened to Ukraine? Someone was surrounding them with his men, but he told them, we are just here for exercise. We are not coming into your land. They keep on giving excuse. They were moving around. So let's relate it to our own land now.
That is Fulani
So-
X-Men.
So our
Perfectly
land
said.
now,
Perfectly said.
someone
All
is
right.
someone is surrounding us.
First, my people. Okay, thank you. Maybe
Okay.
you can reflect on that later on when it gets to your turn.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody mute yourself, please. Mute yourself. Engineer Ken, mute yourself.
I did already.
All right, thank you. All right, my people. We've lost one person here. I don't want your space might be taken by someone else. So in case before you come back, if they take your space, not vessel. And a lot of people are trying to join the show. All right, my people. Yes, we are done with this Russia and Ukraine topic. We are moving straight to Edo State now. Yes, as you all know that normally Edo State matter, it concerns me more for this platform than any other thing. All my fellow friends, bloggers, broadcasters on YouTube, my Yoruba friends, my Igbo friends, 95% of what they talk about every day on their channel, either Yoruba and or Igbo. So that's what they are doing, So everybody are fighting for their own. That's what we are doing. So by God's grace, I'm privileged to know that yes, our channel is one of the channels that stood out today, where we can communicate with our leaders, especially in Edo State. As we speak, we talk about the insecurity for so long on this channel. A lot of people were accusing us. Sorry, I have to divert a little bit. We have Ben here. Ben, good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. Ben, are you there? All right. Ben, we can't hear you. I might remove you because I don't like the fact that we'll add somebody, we're talking, the person cannot hear us. So I'll remove you for now. In case somebody else is trying to join, the person can have the platform to join. Sort out your gadget or whatever. The traffic is much right now. It's not always like this, but we always have our complete 12 every Friday. So if you lose your spot, someone else might take, like Brother Ben now almost took whoever that left. I don't even know. So let's move on.
He's good comrade.
Oh, he's a good comrade. Oh, the good comrade. The floor is still there for you now. You might not, because now so Israel still loses his spot now. Israel can't deal with me now for phone for this side. So the good comrade, if you don't come back on time, you are going to lose it. We have Destiny now. The good comrade cannot join us today anymore. So fortunate. Destiny, thanks for joining. Wahala. Thanks for joining us. All right, let's move on. All right. We are going to be talking about the insecurity currently going on in Edo State. As you all know that what is trending right now, what happened yesterday at Uromi, the bank robbery that happened at Uromi, some people lost their lives, and the armed robbers or whatever, they left with a lot of money. Although we are seeing some circulation right now that they ran away, but some of the money have been recovered and all that. These are still part of the insecurity that we'll be talking about in Edo State. A lot of people think we just come here to castigate and, to fire Governor Obaseki maybe for fun. We don't do that. When we talk about, this is what we talk about, proactiveness. When you are proactive, you prevent so many things from happening. That's what happens. When you talk about things right now, when you listen, then you proactively, quickly act on it. But when you think, oh, I'll be God, nobody feel talk to me, then this kind of things that's happening now happened. My people, I'm going to be playing this video here. And before we play this video, I'm going to be playing the audio again. You all know that Dr. Pedro one of his audio circulated on social media not long. That was last week. That audio was sneakily removed from their platform, because according to Dr. Pedro, about something of them in that platform, like even our own platform, we have spy in our platform. That's why I normally say, whatever you say, please, whatever you say in secret, make sure you can defend it in public. That's me. I can never talk to anybody in secret what I cannot talk about in public. I'm very, very conscious anything I do, how I talk, and what, anywhere I find myself. In our platform now, for example, any audio I leave there, if anybody carry it and take it somewhere else, it's not a secret. We don't have secret. I don't have secret, except my personal life. All right? Please mute yourself. Who is here that is not muting themselves? I've said this over and over again. Always mute yourself. We cannot be hearing you eating or doing anything on your background. We all are adults here. We should always do that. Okay? Thank you. All right. Like I said before, even on the comment section, when you are leaving a comment, please be conscious. People are here. They can screenshot your comment. When you are contributing as a panelist, please be conscious. People are here. They can screen record what you said and take it away. For me, nobody can use anything against me. Because when I speak, I listen to myself. Okay? I'm not perfect though. But when I speak, I listen to myself. All the time I've mentioned Governor Obaseki's name on this platform, everything I'm talking about is accurate. I don't come here just to talk because I don't like him. I love him. He's our governor. He's not just a governor. He's also my governor. It's my constitutional right to tackle him at any time. All right? So now, we are going to start with Dr. Pedro before we go to the armed robbery case. Dr. Pedro came out again to apologize, to the ASAM people, or maybe to the public. I would like you all to listen to this because of the audio that came out, from their group. He said he never meant to destroy his own brother, Governor Obaseki, and all that. But I would like you all to listen to this. Then we'll take it from there. God bless you all.
Good evening, my dear sisters and brothers of our movement. I just want to quickly start by apologizing for the lateness of this message that I needed to clarify a few things. I've been audited with calls. Many people are making allegations, and hurtful as it is, I understand that maybe what I might have said, taken out of its originating context, might have annoyed, infuriated a lot of our brothers and sisters. The audio message or the audio voice note that is circulating is one major disservice to me as a person. But I guess once you are in the public domain like this, these are some of the things you have to deal with. First, I'm a Nigerian. I'm a Bendelite. I'm a Midwesterner. I'm an Edo man. And I'm a Bini man. It does not take away my ancestry. Because if the village there is a child, I claim to be Ola, or I don't know if the same extent I can claim to be part of my grandmother. I want to quickly make that this, that audio message was circulated by a rogue element within the Bini Indigenous Peoples Assembly. The Bini Indigenous Peoples Assembly is a platform of just 33 persons consisting of leaders who are Benin, that is Edo South, in like a pressure group. And we were all making private postings as a discussion. So, and because it is not meant to be public, 70% of the time I spoke Benin. It is when I wanted to talk about statistics that I spoke in English, because I was talking to a closed group and it is forbidden for it to have been put out. And I think that was a great disservice to myself. Now let me give a background so that we understand this in context. So, but before I do that, I want to apologize to my Isam brothers. I speak Isam. I want to apologize to my Edo North brothers. I speak Ora as much as I speak Bini. My mother is the first daughter of the Ezomo of Emeola. I am Ora in every ramifications. Bini, the Englishman says you see mother tongue, not father tongue. I still found there as of tomorrow morning. What transpired was simple. I will reel back to late last year. The governor, who happens to also be my elder brother, was said to have wanted to restructure or do some stuff within the civil service setup in Edo State. And in the stuff that was being done, it was said that he was going to appoint some 13 permanent secretaries. And break it down easily. Of those 13, he released the names, and about 3 or so were said to be Benin. That's Edo South. 7 local government areas are Edo South. Then, sometime 2 weeks ago, he released another list of 8. These ones were to be disengaged, sacked, retired, compulsorily, And out of these 8, 5 were Edo South. Now, this created some form of disquiet amongst the Edo South people. So the Benin Indigenous Peoples Assembly, which is Edo South, had some petitions sent to it. And I had...
All right, that audio is quite long. It's about 40 minutes long audio. So I'm not going to wait here for us to listen. To the whole audio. If you want to listen to the full audio, it's right there on our platform. Or if you guys want us to finish the audio, just let us know, then we'll finish it. But for now, because it's too long, somebody unmuted themselves. What's happening? Mr. Morui, please.
I'm muted.
No, you are not.
You showing here as muted. I don't know. Here as muted. Mike is muted.
You are mute now, sir. Thank you. All right, my people, let's move on. For me, I don't blame Dr. Pedro. The reason why is that it's so fortunate to see that 33 members in a group where you have ex-governors, former senators, big names, billionaires. Amongst the 33 people, almost all of them are billionaires. Almost all of them. So what I'm trying to say here is that a billionaire still behave like a traitor. Carry audio where they live secretly, where they talk to themselves, carry on, go give public. Billionaire, or these are rich people we are talking about. And if you really listen to the previous audio, you will know that Dr. Pedro was talking in a closed door. But somebody inside that group, 33 people, exposed him. That's what we are passing through. We cannot move forward when we continue to wait for one to fail. Meanwhile, we have to move on. Let's move on straight to the insecurity in Edo State. As you all know, I've talked about the insecurity for so many times on this platform. In Edo State, we've talked about the security vote.
Please, excuse me. Can I say
Yes.
something? So we cannot relate on this video. We cannot talk about it.
We have to. It's very important.
It's not important. It's not important. It's not important.
Hello. What's happening? Somebody ask a question. Everybody else is talking. Hello, you meet the audio?
Yes.
Yes.
Because
anybody can contribute to anything we are talking about here.
I wanted to contribute to it.
Okay, before we move on, do you all want us to finish that audio?
There may be no need to finish it, but we have
no, it's not.
No need.
Okay,
it's not important.
Let's talk. Who is talking to me right now anyway?
Midwest Republic.
Okay, Midwest Republic, please go ahead. Contribute to it. 2 minutes so that we can move on.
My brother, what I want to say is this. We are one doesn't mean we are not sensitive to issue when it comes to politics.
Hold on. The good comrade, come now. Somebody don't come out. I still say they try by all means to join since. If you not quick come now, the person will come back. I don't know who come out. The good comrade, you can come now. Israel, you can come now. We have one space, one spot remaining. Anybody where you come now, go accept them. That's it. Go ahead, the Midwest Republic.
So what I'm trying to say is this. we need to be sensitive to some certain issue. If you have a governor who is not sensitive to the dynamic ethnic diversity of the Bende people, Edo State people, then it's going to create a chaos. It's just like a father with so many slimbies and is not sensitive to how he share things among them. Yeah. Look, the politics in Edo State, if Edo person want to continue to rule Edo State, we have the population to do it. But because of people are in the north, they are in the central, there come what is called, let us distribute this power. So a lot of arrangement is on ground. And if people don't careful with that arrangement, like the way they are trying to rush, they will create a scenario whereby they themselves tomorrow will be the one that will be crying. If you throw it, like what happened in the State of Assembly, they throw an Ishama away from speaker. They put another Ishama there. Because why? If you put an Edo man there, you're going to create problem. The Ishans are not going to be happy. So what Pedro reflect upon, he also showed the weakness of unity among Benin, one. And two, please, our current governor have to be sensitive, because when you are leading a place like ours, where you have so many ethnic affiliation, but yet we are one, see it like a father with many siblings. So when you are taking someone from office, look at the place of the origin of the person. Be very careful and be sensitive about that, so that you know how you fill the gap. If the people you have employed, you see it that I've picked so many people from the north, now the central, there's nobody. You go and pick somebody there to balance it. But if you push it to another place and people start foaming, going annoyed over it, it will lead to another thing. They will start using that thing to start operating. Like we don't believe that we are not one. We don't disturb. That's why when a Edo man has ruled, then you, as a governor, let me just go to that. You now have the sense that this power, it is time for it to go to Edo Central. Let those people also have the taste, so that we can have that love.
2 minutes.
If we, okay, if another person, if anybody is trying to lead us and is not sensitive to this thing, you just sack people, you start putting people there, man, it's going to trigger a lot of problems. This is what I feel on my own. That's what I take.
All right, that's fine. Thank you. Finally, congratulations to the good comrade. He managed to come back again. The good comrade. Good to have you back.
Yeah, I must greet you all.
No, you're welcome.
All right. Okay. Anybody want to contribute to this audio before we move on to the next topic?
Yeah, can I come in, please?
Okay. Go ahead. Akim, go ahead.
Yes, brother.
Okay.
Thank you very much. We talked about it. We talked about this issue before last when you released the audio, and for me, I make my own submission and my own personal opinion, what I thought it was at the time and what I still believe it still is. Whether the 33 billionaire or the leaked audio, it doesn't really bother me. If whatever you cannot say in the open, you should not be saying it in the public. If you want to, as a man, whatever you say in the public, in the private setting, you should be able to hold your chest high and say, yes, that was me that said it. I had nothing to hide. That was what I stood for. I would say that. You see, this issue of representation, right? I want us to understand one thing. We live in the West. We've never questioned the region where our government comes from. The person that lead the government, whoever they employ, whoever is the defense minister, we never ask that question. Why is it that when they come to our own place where we come, our own country, we start seeing tribes, we start seeing North, Central, Christian, Muslim. If you live in the UK or you live in Ireland or you live in the UK, you have a prime minister who is English, sub-secretary English, the other one. You don't question, why is Scottish people not represented? Or why is Welsh people not represented? But when you go to your own country, all of a sudden become a problem. I've said it before, and I will say it again. I don't care where you come from. I don't care what language you speak, and I don't care what way you worship God. I want to put on the light and see electricity come on. I want to turn on the tap and see water running. I want to see good schools, good hospitals, and good roads, good infrastructure. If if you see the way President Muhammadu Buhari is now, if the vice president is from the north, if the defense, everybody is from the north, and the country is running like a oil machine, you think anybody will care? Nobody will give a damn. So it is the elite. Unfortunately, this elite who knew that the easiest way for them to gain access to power is to divide the system. They know that if they don't divide the system, it becomes challenging for them to access power. And unfortunately for us, they've been able to infiltrate their idea into some of us, now believing that if you want to employ somebody, you have to first of all ask them to speak one language first. And if they don't speak your language, then you say, okay, no, I cannot employ you. Let me go and find somebody that speaks Benin language. It is nonsense. Where does it stop? One day it will come to a point where we'll start saying, okay, people from Ovia have never been governor. People from the other Orion have never been governor. So where does it stop? Where does it end? When are we going to stop this nonsense? It is stupid. If you want to run for election, run for election. If the people elect you, they elect you. Let us see ourselves as one. Whether you speak Afema, whether you speak Esan, whether you speak Bini, let us see ourselves as one people. Whether the governor and deputy governor come from the same household, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. It is what you are going to provide for me that matters most. And that is what we should all care about.
All right. Thank you, Akim. Before I move to Mr. Mori, I would like us to listen to this video, how Governor Obaseki responded to all this.
We will not allow ourselves to be divided and manipulated again. Edo is one. Whether you are Edo South, Edo Central, Edo North, Edo is one. If that doctor who is undertaking the life-saving operation for you, gets to work and brings you back to life, you will not ask where he comes from. You ask, is that doctor good? Is that not the basis? So when people begin to manipulate and try to create divisions where they don't exist, telling lies and manufacturing information and figures where they don't exist, just because they want to continue to divide us and manipulate us. They have now met a government that has refused to be so inclined. Many of us share lineage across the state. So where is this issue of dividing people coming from? By the time you even finish, you go down, you say we are from Central. By the time you get there, these same people will come in and say, oh, this is Igwebe, this is a Moini. They are not the same. Because they only thrive when there's division. We do not want Edo divided anymore. Edo is one. And so I want to tell those people who benefit from our division that they should look for another business, because we will not be divided.
All right, my people, for me, I support Governor Obaseki on this speech. That is what I stand for right from time. Edo is one. I've never, that's why you see, I play, because I don't want to be choosing amongst these platforms who try to bring division amongst us. I'm not part of that, but I'm going to be allowing Mr. Mori to talk to us now. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much once again, Mr. Elvis. I want to use the opportunity. I didn't see my brother, my beloved brother, Itoya, leftist. First time I spoke. You are welcome. It's good to have you back, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. Good to have you. We missed you a lot. Yeah, please. Thank you. I missed this topic when it came up the other time. Please, we have to be careful when we are in a public forum like this. See, people say talk is cheap. Talk is not cheap. Words are very powerful. Whatever we say has negative or positive consequences. We're not talking to ourselves. We're not talking because we just want to talk. We talk because we have audience. Without our audience, we can't be here. It will be tantamount to madness and insanity. So, whether that video, if you see, it's good he has apologized. Pedro is one person I have respect for. He's one of the
He's one of my role models. I see him as a mentor. You know, I respect his intellectual sagacity and political acumen. But when I listened to that video, my brother, I was taken aback. It is appalling, it was disgusting, and it was disdain. It was malicious, callous, and nefarious. I never expected such a video from a person of Pedro. You know, I respect him a lot. The way I see him as a tribalized person. If you cannot do that in public, I mean, you speak Ora, he grew up in Delta, he speaks Delta, he speaks Esa, you know, I got one thing I respect him for, Pedro, my brother. It wasn't whether it was in the private or in the public, it was condemnable in its entirety. But thank God he has come to, I mean, it was divisive. We don't need that. We should concentrate more on things that unite us as a people than things, modern things that divide us as a people. And to be surprised, is that he even said it wasn't my problem. When he said it doesn't matter. You know, whether they were billionaires or millionaires or poor people there, what is not good is not good. And what is good for the goods is also good for the gander. So it was condemnable in its entirety. It wasn't something expected of any other person, not to talk of somebody close to the governor. But I was surprised some people came to this platform when that thing was being deliberated. People were shouting here, yes, it's good. It's good. What is good there? No, there was nothing good from the beginning of the audio to the end.
Mr. Morrison, allow people to have
it's good.
But Mr. Morui, this is your own opinion, the way you are seeing everything. I cannot agree with you.
All right.
I can't agree with you.
You know, Mr. Mori, please round up in 10 seconds.
Okay, that will not permit me to go into the historic political perspective of Edo State. Edo State is standing on the political tripod. The North, the South, and the Central. We are one people. So they just do this to divide us for their selfish political gain and aggrandizement. But if you look at it very well, what the Pedro said there was nothing different from what Buhari said in New York when he was asked by a CNN journalist, what do you think about the division in the land? How do you have to bring everybody together? He said, you cannot expect me to treat the 5% from the East, the way we treat those that gave me 95%. And we all came here to condemn Buhari. You know, somebody is there, Midwest is there.
It's never the same thing. It's never the same thing, please. Let us try to understand you.
All right.
Let me learn. When you have anything to say, you can say, this is the biggest
finish now. Round up now, Mr. Morris.
Yes, rounding up. We are the biggest problem to ourselves. We're always sentimental and emotional when it comes to issues like this. We have to, until we
Mr. Moruji, you are not sentimental and emotional now. Don't shout if you want to pass your message.
Let him talk, please.
Yeah, I'm not shouting, but it's interrupting me. That is what is we're waking up my emotion.
Okay, you run.
Yeah, my brother. If you look at if you look at the way it was, even as far back at the time of Ali, when Ali was there, Bensi Halebe was from Ora, from the north. The other one, you know, he had always been everyone were Bender State. Not even it didn't start now. If the governor is from Edo South, the speaker is from Central, the deputy will always come from. It has always been like this. I don't know exactly what he was referring to. But what is good is he has apologized. His apology is accepted. But if you cannot say it in the public, there's no point saying it among 30 people. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is it Priscolis? Priscolis, please stop us. I guess that was the next person that was. Please, can you mute yourself now, Mr. Chukwamori? Priscolis is not talking. All right. Okay, I'll move on to the next person. Destiny, are you there with us?
I'm here. I'm sorry.
And then we don't have time to waste here, sir. Please, if you are here, focus.
Yeah.
Priscolis, talk to us. 2 minutes.
Okay, I will try to unmute. Okay, you see,
audio.
You see, there's a parable in Benin that says there. As a Kunlure, so what that means is that
when the head is sick, the whole body is in trouble. So the issue there is there already. If we are going to change it, we should look at it from the beginning, I mean from the head. The Obaseki that is trying to say what he's saying now, what made him the state governor today is the fact that when he goes to the south, he goes to the north or central, he turns around like that. Presidency is like that. You have a governor from a south, you have deputy from this other side, you have the speaker from central. That power sharing has always been there. So it's a tradition for Nigerian politics, and it has brought porosity and has increased our corrupt attitude in that land. So if we are going to treat it, we should treat it from the head. First thing, we should talk about running election, talking about who is to be the next governor after this person from this side, instead of making it central, south, north governor. Because if Obaseki is leaving now, we all know that the next person that is going to come will not come from Edo. Even if he's going to come, try to come, the Edo people will not vote that person in because they have a tradition of their politics. And we all know that as Buhari is leaving, if the moment he leaves, the next president that is going to win, whether we like it or not, or they are going to give the mandate to come and rule us, it's not going to come from that side.
All right, your time is up.
So that's it. So let them, if they want to quickly treat it, they should treat it from the head and not from the bottom because it's benefiting certain people. They should treat it from the head. Thank you so much.
Mr. Evis, please, can you just allow me to throw something in here,
that?
please?
Who is
It's
that?
me, Midwest.
No, Midwest, you just finished talking now. No, we can't do that.
Okay.
We have a lot of people. Please just jot it down. You can put it back later on.
Okay.
Let's go to Destiny. Are you there once again? Okay, Destiny is not responding for the second time. Let's move on to Miss Jimo. Are you there with us? Mr. Jimo, sorry.
Yes, I'm there. I'm here.
Okay, Mr. Jimo, you have 2 minutes. Talk to us. Why is it that the biggest problem we have, especially in that of our country, Nigeria, is tribalism? Even in Edo State itself, this tribalistic spirit is still affecting every one of us. Why?
Okay, thank you very much. Let me take it from here. You see, we'll be deceiving ourselves if we cannot speak truth to power. The issue of ethnicity and tribalism can't go away from now. Because even if we are one, we all know we are not actually one. Let's be factual about that. If we are one, the issue of federal character system will come into play. The federal character system principle is officially recognized in 1979 Constitution. It is a policy, that is aimed at addressing issues of ethnic representation in public sector. And that is the reason why Obaseki that gave that comment knew then that he couldn't have picked a Benin man. That was why he went to the north. So let's not deceive ourselves by saying we are one. Even if we are one in body, the ethnicity is already there. A Benin man from the south, Isha from the central, and I don't know the Esako people. Even if we are one, if you go and choose the governor from Esako and take the vice from Esako, you will fly. So
At all.
Ourselves by saying,
at all. That is
we
it.
are not. The ethnicity is already there. That's why it is recognized in the Constitution. And that's where we need to go. We need to represent everyone. In fact, if you come abroad where we are now, you meet a Benin man, he becomes your brother immediately, before any other person. It is the fact. We can only try to speak, so that we will be loved by people. I don't speak because I want people to love me. I speak for what I believe is true. The federal character principle was made to address that, and that's what we are doing. So Obaseki knows this, Pedro knows it as well. Likewise, every other person on this platform. So what do? We choose the best from our side to represent. We go to the North or Edo Central to look for the best to be the vice president. Then we will now go to the other area to choose the speaker. It has been the policy, is going to be until that federal character system or principle is removed. So I think what Pedro was saying is not different from he just said that we had 8 permanent secretaries or whatever, 13. 8 were from Edo South, they were removed. He's supposed to go back and pick from Edo South. What is wrong in that? Can anybody tell me what is wrong in that? That's where we are. That is the constitution. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now let's move on to okay, let's go to who do we go for right now? Engineer Ken. After Engineer Ken, we'll go to leftists. You know, Engineer Ken, are you there with us? All right, I'm not going to.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just enjoying my music and enjoying what you guys are talking about.
So Engineer Ken,
what's up?
Did you listen to the audio of Dr. Pedro?
Yes. And I listened to the first and the second one, and I was very happy that man spoke his mind. And I was happy, and I thank God for whosoever that released it out. I don't call it a betray.
Destiny is here.
I look at it that God wants us to know what is going on in the state that we came from. You know, that's just the fact. You know, so I hate when they play politics with lives and property. You understand me? So it is not right. So thank God that we all know what is going on in our state now, where we are standing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Ken. Destiny, good that we have you back again, but I'll be coming back to you after lefty, okay? Please, everybody mute yourself. Engineer Ken, mute yourself. All right, leftists, please talk to us. What's your take on this continuous ethnicity, tribalism that is affecting us now that they are already exposing themselves? What are they going on in the dark is already now out to the public. I don't know. What's your take?
Well, it's a big pity for somebody like Pedro to have gone to that level of saying what he cannot defend publicly. I think it's not good for him. Whatever, yes, it's not good for him. As a leader, as a politician, whatever you are saying, it should be something you know, is something you can say anytime, anywhere, at any time. So you don't say because we are talking about us. Is it a Gbonu meeting? Anybody can release. It's a public place. Anybody can. When you are talking, after you are not talking to yourself, you should expect that the world will hear you. So before you say something, you should know what you are talking about. For him to come out to say,
that's why I said before, whatever you cannot defend the public,
you don't say it
with anybody.
You don't say it. You don't even. For him to have come out to say he's sorry, meaning he know that what he was saying was a lie. It's not true. Meaning that he didn't believe in what he was saying. It was not something he wants to stake his life for. It was not something he wants to defend, because that is a cowardice. I'm sorry I'm using that word. That is a coward behavior. You cannot say something you cannot defend. So for you to say I'm sorry, meaning you have agreed that you went wrong. Okay, it's also good for a man to apologize when you know he's wrong. Or in that area, I would say yes, he's a man for him to have also come out to say he's sorry. But for future's sake, as a leader, whoever you are, whoever is there, whether it's truck pusher, what is billionaire? I don't know human being. The who was past truck pusher. Hey, my battery, is it not charging? Hey, God, let me quickly.
All right, before you talk about your battery.
Mr. Elvis, please let me quickly put something here. You know,
no, sir. Bullet point yourself, please. Hold on, sir. I said the person have left. Okay, Destiny left. Okay, that's fine.
Okay,
No,
I'm back.
left
I'm
his
back.
back.
I'm sorry, my laptop battery was, I didn't know it was not plugged. This thing can stay more than this. I don't know. I didn't know it was not plugged. Just give me a sign. So on that note, I really condemn his action as a leader, as a political role model for a lot of people. He's very hard-spoken. And when I heard of his first audio, I didn't really listen, but I know Pedro is a politician, and for him to have been speaking against his brother, when he was contesting for the same position, he spoke a lot against his brother. But mind you, later on, the brother gave him consultants as a consultant to EBS, and he accepted.
He only lasted 1 year. He's gone out of that place. They throw him out
So if he's
already.
not out of that place, why talking about his brother wrongly again?
He want another one.
Okay, let's go to the area of the whatever. I don't really like that action of we using what do we call it?
Zoning.
This system of Ishan rule, maybe Nikon rule. That system will not actually help the Edo.
It's a big problem.
You see, it is what is killing Uniben today. And by the time you start to use such quarter system to pick leadership, you miss the brain. What about if the brain is in Benin? You are not picking a truck driver in Ishan. What about if you come to the turn of Ishan, the brain is in Ishan, and he now become turn of Benin. You now pick a downfall driver to be your governor. No.
I will also tell you the benefit of that. What will
I know,
benefit?
federal character, no, we should go for the best. And that is why today, you see, we are not moving forward. When they don't have 6 power, he said, this is my turn. Yes. He want to concentrate on only the area Edo. Kind of. And when Isha man get power, it's okay, he don't come Isha, or you do something in our land. You see, it seems they are dragging this, and you don't get the best through them. Let's get a governor, whether it's from Hausa, I don't care. A governor that understands what a leadership is, that will do the right thing for everybody, whether you are Edo, Yauchi, whatever. What is good for you, give it to you. And he does what he's supposed to do as a leader.
When are we going to have that?
We can have it. It's going to be very hard. Only when the people decide. You see, the problem we're having in Edo State, I'm sure I'm not taking a lot of time. The problem we're having is lack of knowledge. The people are not knowledgeable. It's a problem. And that's why they take away history from education, from our institution. They are trying to make the people more foolish. That's why they don't want to. See, the Minister of Information, what are they doing? Their job is to give information to the public. When I was growing, they have vans with horn speaker. They go to communities to tell you what is necessary, the information. They educate you.
All right.
But now what are they doing? They don't educate you no more.
Round up leftists.
Yes. The time, I know this time will not just be enough. Let me just allow the next person to talk. Oh, yeah. The next person to talk.
Destiny, once again, the third time. Destiny, can you talk now?
Well, Destiny, I've talked twice and I've not said anything.
Destiny, I've not said anything.
Hello.
Does he have his network? I have been disturbing him.
I've not said.
Destiny,
can you guys hear me now?
Yes, finally we can hear you now. Go ahead, talk to us.
Okay, thank you guys. Good evening, everybody. Once again, you know, the last time that I was on here, we were on this program again. This is the reason why I was saying some kind of things. A lot of people was somehow mad at me. All these politicians from beginning to the end are just like this. This is their problem. Me, I don't believe any one of them. That's why sometimes you see some people praising this one or praising the other one. I always get upset because there's no one to trust. Don't believe that this one is good more than this one or the other one is better than the other one. All of them. In fact, my biggest problem is that in Nigeria, you said, don't insult your elder. That's my own biggest problem. How will I know that this person is a thief? For me to just say you are a thief, they'll say because it's elderly man. Don't say that. Or this my thief is better than your thief. So that's why me, I don't even want to comment in their issue. My problem is that here in this program, if you know you belong to APC or PDP, you don't have to say anything about any of them. Go ahead, don't blame this one or blame the other one. That is why I was angry. Some people will come, Obaseki is not good, Oshomole is better than Obaseki. It's a lie. All of them are the same. So I don't have any issue to discuss about their problem. The problem is their problem. Tomorrow, all of them will still sit down in one place and eat together, drink together. They are just playing on our intelligence.
God bless you, brother Destiny. Thank you very much. The Midwest Republic, talk to us. Let's move on to the next one now.
Okay, my brother, you see this issue that this guy just raised, we shouldn't brush it aside. We live in a place where government is unable to distribute the benefit of the land to the citizen. So what we have, we can consider it to be very small when you compare to the proportion of people that live there. Now, in that case, if you want to share, you have to put everybody with their own affiliation into consideration and give it to everybody little. Our grandfathers, you think they don't have brain, who agree, particularly the better people, that look, this power of leadership must never be based on majority. They must rotate it among us. I will tell you the benefit. When Edo man rule, when you look at the current situation, they structured Nigeria. Nigeria was structured to fail. Now, if Edo man rule and fail us, and Isha man has rule if it, or maybe not a man, we will not see trouble among us because our own people have tested that position. So we will not be fighting to see whether we will get somebody who will look into it while they are failing. So as far as this situation is concerned, take for example, since when we entered this democracy, if someone that is ruling us, let's say Lucky Benedict was from the north, his deputy was from the north, now Shomole was from the north, Obaseki is from the north. With the current situation today, what will come to your mind first? You will say, now so deny the rule, it is our turn. So you can say to this thing, it is a very sensitive and simple issue. And any leader who is not paying attention to it based on the ability to distribute what I call the benefit of the land is the worst leader I can ever imagine. They cannot create job effectively, but little space is there for them to appoint people, which is compulsory. They cannot bring industry to employ our youth. Now, the governor that is talking, we don't want division. Let him publish the name of our contractors and the people that they are employing in the land. You will see that we have a big problem. Just because we don't pay attention to this. Someone is comparing to abroad. Even here in Sweden, someone from small land, when he speaks, the other Swedish person will tell you is from that region where they make a show of themselves because they went to America when we were suffering. They came back, they turned our language somehow. But when it comes to the benefit of the land, wherever you come from, wherever region you go, you see the benefit opportunity everywhere. So therefore, they don't longer care whether someone is from here or there. Finland, there was a time they went to civil war just because of little color. Some people were having red beards. They went to brutal civil war. When they came out from it, they now realize that it is good for them to distribute the wealth. Now today, they don't even remember whether you are red in some hair in your body or whether you are the brown. They solve it through the distribution of the wealth. As far as we don't have a government that is not laid upon our own history, they impose it on us. We are not going anywhere. Why can't you pay attention to it? Tomorrow now everywhere is messed up, and we say association they rule, we start killing ourselves. So you need to be sensitive to it.
Thank you.
We need system. I want to quickly respond to my brother's submission just now. 1 second.
Okay.
If that's
Go
okay.
ahead.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay. Let's use his formula. The older days, the way it was back then. Back then we had monarchy, right? It used to be the king, and you know that in some monarch it's only one family that rules. So how would you share that kind of system of government if that's what we still have today? When it's only one family that rules everybody, would you be say okay, oh, this family can no longer be Oba, we have to then move it to another one in FEB? But then nobody cares.
Let me tell you something.
You know why? At that time, nobody cares. You know why nobody cares? Because at the time, they all see themselves as one people. Humanity is one. Whether you speak any language, my brother, enlightenment is very good. Education is very good. The only reason why people will talk say now only them they rule us, that is because they are not enlightened enough to understand that it is not where you come from that matters. It is what you are delivering that matters. If you are not good, you are not good. It is not where you come from that makes you bad. It is you that is not good. And whoever is there, whether Afema, whether Bini, whether Isha, if an Isha man is a governor and Isha man is a deputy governor, how do you even tell when this man probably was born in Bini, probably schooled in Bini, grew up in Bini, even though his family background is from Ishan, this man's probably lived all his life in Bini. His children, they all schooled in Bini. So how do you then start separating people when by even if you ask him to speak a Bini language, a lot of Isha people live in Bini and they speak fluent Bini language. So where does it? This is my question to you now. Somebody like that, how do you then tell him he's not a Bini person? How do you do that when he has lived all his life in Bini?
You don't. There are some aspects we are trying to joke.
Midwest, let me quickly comment. You know, wait, okay. one minute. You know, the issue is this. Let us not. We are laying too much emphasis on the issue. You know, this is the way forward. The fact is that without a system, this old system cannot go away. First of all, if you create a system in any institution like Edo or Nigeria, any institution where you have a system put in place to checkmate good, bad, and ugly situation, to give credibility to those that are worthy of emulation, to give judgment to those that are against the system, to define the Ognoba and the real people that are with the land. If that system is not created, you cannot avoid this kind of activities of regional distribution of amenities and all that, where the system is not in place. First of all, we must lay emphasis on the government putting up a system that will checkmate every other activities in the land. When a system is not being checkmated, you cannot bring out credibility. So how can we define and explain whoever is credible in that? Even if we have to go say, okay, let us begin to take from this part. What is the measurement to know who is credible or who is ever? So until that system is there, we cannot do away with this kind of activities. So that is why I said it has to start from the head. Thank you very much.
God bless every one of you. Thank you very much,
I hope this one is not distraction.
No, that's
I hope
fine.
all this audio they are breaking up is not for distraction. Because this is 2023 ahead.
You are right. You know, politicians, they have their ways, you know, like Governor Obaseki, who just came out now to say Edo is one. You know, we don't know what to believe anymore. So, but still, I still support what he's saying. If he's
one,
real.
if we are able to distribute, we will live as one. Look, it is time for Ishan. Not let us come and tell us we are one. Edo man will go there again and mess up the whole place. You will no longer govern that place. Everybody will be so hungry. Let's try another person. Let another region go. So simple. Why are we deceiving ourselves? If you sack Edo man, maybe they are 8. Replace it with Edo. The position for Ishan, replace it with Ishan. Let everybody know my person is representing me there. When they don't have that sense of belonging in a land where resources so scarce, how do you expect them to be happy?
You as a Benin man now.
It's better than give it to Isha, but that is not solve the problem. But let them give it to Isha.
Hang on. So you as a Benin man, if an Isha man is there, so you don't think you are being represented? Is that what you're saying?
No, listen to me. The next election, we need an Isha governor. Because why? Let's try them. Because all of them are the same. They are not fixing our life. Instead of we common man to come and be killing ourselves in the street, over my brother is not there, my brother is there. Let everybody understand that every region are tested.
Yeah, that is it. Until the system is corrected.
The system is working for every one of us.
This is
Let me not come and deceive us that maybe he's having someone else to come and plant. He's not from Edo Central, want to be a governor of that state. May that place will not contain any one of us. We have to prepare. Don't let them destroy our future. They are not offering anything. Let him publish the name of the contractors working for us. Not telling us we are one. We are one. What kind of oneness?
We are one. We are one. We are one. We are brothers. We are sisters.
Can I come in?
We know, but the resources is scarce. So let him be careful. Let him be sensitive to it.
Do you guys know that all those contractors working, all of them are Yorubas?
Okay.
All of them are
Yorubas.
Does it supposed to be like that?
The
and
contract,
all of them are all his
okay,
friends.
the contract, we don't see the benefit of the contract. They don't fix
At
good
all.
roads. They don't build
Are
our
you now
schools.
telling me that there is no Edo contractor in Edo? You know, I was
My
even
brother,
told
go
that
and
people
find
that
out. You will not even see Edo people there.
yeah, I was even told that the people that work with him now in his office,
Can
they
you
are all
please give us the list?
Yorubas.
Can you give us the list? Can you give us the list, please?
Is it here you're supposed to know the list? If the this is what we are saying. If we have a functioning government, I'm supposed to go to the Ministry of Work and know. If I have a functioning government, I will not ask anybody.
You don't have proof, don't say it.
Can I come in here,
If
please?
you have the list, bring it and let's scrutinize it.
Can we move
Let's
on?
stop this divisive parties.
Let me come in here, please. This is Jimo.
No, nobody should come in. Nobody should come in. Let's move on.
Mr. Digi, go to the next one.
Like, please hold on, Mr. Jimo. Let's you say something, brother, guys. Okay, brother Jimo, go ahead. Talk to
nobody should come in.
Talk to all, brother Jimo, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I wanted us to move on. I wanted to say that what we are discussing now is already taken care of. So let's deal with the issues that are not taken care of. The character principle system is already there. We can't change it because we recognize that we are from different backgrounds. This is started all the way from Balewa, Azikiwe, and the rest. We know we are not one. We only came together by force. So please, let's leave the issue of the federal character principle that is already in place. That's what is going to happen today, next year, until it is removed. So let's deal with the core issue. If a Benin government is not doing well, we criticize. If he's doing well, we say thank you. If an Israel comes in, and that's the way it will go, and that's how it will revolve from now to whenever we are able to remove it. Thank you. Let's move on. Let's move on.
Guys, hello. Can I say something real quick, please?
Okay, 1 minute, sir. Please.
Okay. See, being an Edo man, and Ishamai, Sakoma, Orama, Auchima, we are all Edo. If we go back to our history,
We agree.
if we go back to our history, we all came from the same parents. We are all
We know.
one. You understand? So what pains me more is that the governor does not give any of us the opportunity to work in our lands or give us the contract to do in our own land by bringing up Yoruba people into our state to do the work or to work in governor's house, in governor's office. You know, you should go to Yoruba land or Igbo land. You will never see any Bini man or any Shama or any Edo State man working in the hands of affairs in their land. They have to be Igbo throughout or Yoruba throughout.
I support you
So,
on that.
but our own is different. You know, those are the things that we have to put a stop to. You know, Obaseki has to be talked to, and this thing has to be changed. Edo for Edo, Bini for Bini, and that's it. That's it. You can
Mr.
upload to the north
Mr.
now.
Ken.
Yes.
Mr. Ken, I better repair your network. Not come because death for you.
Why? What you do you? What you do here?
Your network.
All right. Let's move on now. Thank you, Brother Ken, thank you very much. Let's move on. Everybody mute yourself. Thank you very much, my people. We are moving to the last one right now, which is the robbery that happened yesterday in Uromi. Yes, we are still on the same page of the insecurity that's affecting Edo State now for a while. We have talked about the insecurity vote monthly. We have deliberated on that. We have argued about that so many times on this platform. And we've talked about the Fulani herdsmen that will be killing our people. This is the insecurity is still part of the reason why you see land grabbing is still going on. All is the same thing. All of them are being categorized on the same box. You know, so my people, let's watch what happened just yesterday. Although many of you have seen the video, but we still need to play it so that our panelists can know how to handle this. Thank you very much.
See them. Hi. Oh boy, God of Messiah. See. Okay, now 3:30 they even bring go. This one at 3:30. Oh boy, not talk that one though. This one saying these are criminals. My brother, These people, they ridiculous, I swear. See. Now they even still get this cow. See, oh God. See money. See cha cars when they carry come. See these people they carry money. Hey, wait. See as people they carry money. Oh. Now the red Corolla, 9 money deal. In case say they want track this man, now the red Corolla. See as they do shoot. Not be only for. See these people, see them. You see as a gallant, oh boy. Jesus Christ. Oh boy, go on where these people carry. Police not get on. Go on where they carry.
Bros, carry that thing, calm down. You people dey watch them. When you carry am down, what thing you dey do? You don't do the main thing.
Shit.
You still go this side.
Unity Bank. This is Unity Bank. You can see they also came here. They also came to Unity Bank. So this is making it the third bank now that I have noticed that they carried out their operation. First was Zenith, then UBA, then this is Unity, and this is Union now. Union Bank. They also carried out their activities here.
I want to send pictures for you now. If I analyze our bank,
you can see. This is Union Bank. So making it the fourth bank now that they carried out their operation in Uromi. You can see First Bank, PLC, Uromi. They also carried out their operation here at First Bank. You can see the building vandalized, like well vandalized. But I sure say people will die.
they say they shoot fellas.
God forgive us.
So now I say that can't tell them.
So in total, the banks they visited are First Bank, Union Bank, Unity Bank, UBA, and Zenith so far. Yes. So.
All right, my people, thank you very much for that. As you all can see that the insecurity in Edo State is gradually growing. In fact, I've said it before, if we don't tackle this now, all of us will have ourselves to blame. You know, for armed robber to rob in almost 5 banks, where were the security officials? I believe these people spend more than 6-7 hours doing all this. You know, if I'm not mistaken, where were the security officials? What happened? Who do we need to blame for this? Do we need to blame Buhari for this? I don't know. These are the questions I'm going to be asking my panelists. These robbers, they robbed in Zenith Bank, UBA, Unity Bank, First Bank, and Union Bank. Right? What happened? Fulani ASP have been killing our people, raping our mothers and all that. Now, armed robbers, now they have emerged They are doing their own right now. Land grabbers are doing their own. A lot of things are not working in Edo State for my liking. So I'm going to come to my panelists. I'm going to be starting straight with Leftist Etoya on this particular one. Leftist Etoya, what's your take on this? For armed robber to rob in 5 banks, no security official could stop them or exchange gun battle with them. What's your take on this?
Well, it's very unfortunate. It's the same thing we'll be talking about, same way the Fulani herdsmen have crushed our state. So it's because they already know that the state is porous, just the way they are doing to Ogun State, Abi Ondo State also, one of them. Because they know the state is porous, so they could come in anytime and go out and do whatever they already assess the security situation. They already did their visibility studies before they came in. They took their time. It's a very coordinated robbery, very good crime, and these people are not just ordinary people. They work with highly intelligent informations, and they already know the ground very well. But the thing is, the other good thing is the people are also beginning to wake up, because such thing happened in was it Fuga or Ora area or one area? Sometime was it 2 years ago, and they didn't get away because the vigilantes and the locals were able to block the roads which they are going to their way out, and they couldn't move. Same thing happened now. Same thing also happened now. We thank God for Obiaja youth. The braved Ubiaya youth that also did the same thing, because the only way out of Uromi is that you take through Ubiaja to the eastern road, which is Agbo Road, to Nicha, Port Harcourt, wherever, or you take through Uromi to East. These are the only 2 routes you can take out of Uromi. So this road we are taking Ubiaja, meaning they were heading out of either going towards east, Delta, whatever, through that road, and they were blocked. So we thank God that some of the money are recovered and some of the cars are recovered, but it's a lesson for our security agents, and we know that our governor sent somebody there that same Friday, on Friday yesterday, able to go and do on the spot assessment. But what would all the spot assessment do if the 950 million naira security votes is not put to work? This is what we are saying. So the governor has to encourage these people, encourage the police, encourage the locals, involve them in security business. That is what I see in all of this. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll move to the Midwest Republic. I'm going to do it one by one. Midwest Republic, please talk to us on this insecurity.
Thank you very much, my brother. This issue, we have been talking about it, this security failure. So it's a failure upon the part of the government. The police are not well equipped. And the relationship between the people and the police is not cordial, because you can't just pass information to police, or else you will not become the criminal they are looking for many years. So the confidence is not there. We need to take everything serious, because looking at the manner and courage that these people had to carry out this kind of act, it means they understand that the place is becoming so porous. They can do anything and go away with it. They have confidence that they can succeed. That's why they went into this kind of mission. So the state governor, who is receiving 900 something million monthly on security matters, have to wake up. This is not 5 years ago. Things are changing. The dynamic at which things are changing is so high. So if they like, they continue to do things the way they used to do it in the past, but it's not going to work well for them. I'm just telling you the truth. These challenges are coming on a daily basis. We know they have been seeing armed robbery before. There is no camera for we to see when they are operating. But this is my first time I heard that a complete 3 banks were robbed just the same time. It's like this, they feel the city is now in their hand. So attack police station, keep police officers, because they understand that look, even the way they build Nigeria police station. Someone that want to lay ambush for them with one gun can eliminate all of them. Most of these divisional police, because that's not the way police stations are supposed to be, even from the way place they call police station. And when they tell you the amount of money they spend to build those places, you marvel. This is what we are talking about. That also relate to what our brother said before. Government cannot produce school, they cannot build school, they can't provide security, they can't build road, they cannot provide employment. There is no data to know who is working for us and who is they are employing. All they do is just to write, we have a created social job, and you cannot verify the fact. So we are in a very dangerous situation. Though people need to, particularly diaspora, because we need to start taking this thing serious. Our people are looking onto us greatly, so that we can, start thinking of how to start holding our leaders accountable. They swear an oath to protect us. Our bushes are not safe, and the heart of our cities are not safe. So we can't just continue to see that it's normal. It's Nigeria. Crime has been there. Let the governor wake up. 900 million is enough to start tackling security in the state. It's enough. So that's it.
Public. I'll go to Brother Nice. Brother Nice, talk to us. 2 minutes. We are rounding up now. Everybody have only 2 minutes. We're rounding up.
All right. About the video we just saw now. First of all, the police station, if you look at the condition of our police station in Nigeria, I cannot even say that is a police station. When you see some living room, there's one flat, they will give it to a police. Old house that is already falling apart, they will say it's a police station. Can you compare that kind of places, the cost station in Nigeria, compared to the one police live in Western world, or their cars, their uniform? So if you cannot invest in our police force, these people, they will not have the morale to fight crime. That is the problem. Our government need to do better. They need to invest in our police, in our even in military, in our soldier. They need to invest, boost their morale so that they can fight crimes. So the problem still fall back to the government. The government they're not doing anything. They don't take anything serious. And these armed robbers that went for that mission. The problem another question that I'm asking: how can a 3 banks situated in the same place at the same time? A bank supposed to be spread around places around the state. How can a bank you will move from one bank to in 2 minutes you will get to another bank? So it will be easy for a target. How can they armed robber rob a bank in the same place at the same time? 3 banks. A bank need to be spread. Don't need to concentrate in the same place. So I don't understand. That's the reason why they really call it is a third world war. It's a third world, Africa. They need to. They have long way to go, Africa.
My brother, if you travel Africa, sorry to so you go know say Nigeria is not even 50 world. I'm telling you, if you be person who don't move for Africa, you're not gonna believe what you will see. We will just say Africa. If
I'm
some West Africa country, you will see how advanced they are compared to Nigeria when they handle things.
All right, let's someone else. Brother Nice, round up and let's
Brother Nice. Brother Nice, it's not 3 banks, so it's 5 banks. They robbed 5 banks.
Yes.
Okay. 5 banks. So how can the 5 banks be situated in the same place? The armed robber will target them at the same time, and you cannot see any security force that will come to. So my brother, I don't understand. The Africa safe, their matter don't even tire me because I don't just understand. You don't see say armed robber don't go attack bank for UK one day. Yeah. So me, I don't understand. There's no security. There's nothing. People's life. The people they lost their life every time. The armed robbers themselves, no data to check them, no camera to follow them up, to look their this thing. Their evil cars where they use to even track them down. Nothing. People they run away.
This one are the cars where they use. They don't cash all the cars, but they never cash the armed robbers. These are the recovered money where they recover. These are all the cars they used. All the
maybe not the armed robber by themselves. They just decide to abandon the car for police because.
All right, yes, round up, Brother Nice. Let's move to Engineer Ken. 1 minute now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Thank you very much. So let's move to Engineer Ken. So don't steal my
Go ahead.
minutes, brother. Nice. Yeah,
Okay,
thank you
okay,
very
carry
much.
on, carry on.
Yes, God bless you, brother. Nice. That was the failure of government. You know, that was a failure of government. You know, our government have failed woefully. You see, and if they don't tackle this mess, you know, it's going to lead to something else. You know, and you can't blame the police, my brother. The police are human beings like us. The police has no insurance, no life insurance, nothing for them. So a policeman cannot take a bullet for you. They are not like a police that we have in the civilized world. When they're hearing gunshot, they'll be running into the fire, you know, to take their life or whatever, because they know that their family will be well paid and well taken care of. Nigerian policemen are like suicide missions, so I will not blame them. You know, that was a failure of a failed nation. Nigeria as a nation, Edo as a state, has failed. The president and the government has failed. You know, and I thank God that these guys went to the bank and that they didn't go to the people's houses. You know, you're so fortunate that they kill innocent people, of which that is very, very wrong. You know, but those bank has insurance. You know, if they can hear me, let them go to the politicians' houses and steal. You know, at least with the armor that they have, they can go to politicians' houses and steal. Because those are the ones stealing money. You know, so that's just the thing, my brother. I watched it yesterday. I was ashamed watching it because that was the failure of a bad government. That is what we are getting. If they don't change, Nigeria watch, listen, if they don't change, not in 2 years' time, it's going to be war. You know, the guns in Nigeria street today, is more than World War II or III. The guns in the street of Nigeria today, guns, we have more guns in the street than cigarettes. We have to be honest. If the government don't sit tight, that country will not contain them anymore. Instead of the banks, they'll start going to their houses to rob. You know, so they have to hear this voice today because they fail. They fail.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Jimo, please talk to us. Mute yourself, Engineer Ken. Thank you very much. Mr. Jimo, please talk to us. 2 minutes. Let's round up. Mr. Jimo, are you there?
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Let me align myself with Engineer Ken and on this issue is a complete failure of government. You see, I don't really know the reason why the security vote is there. The issue of 5 banks in one area is not what we should be discussing at all. If you come to Europe, you go to the city center, there are different banks in one area. It doesn't matter. In fact, there are no security. So the best I know, in London, sometimes there are people standing outside banks. In Germany, there is nobody, even in the night. Can walk in there. But the strategic places are monitored from the police station. I don't see any reason why our governors, some of them lived abroad. Obaseki, for example, lived in the United States. He knows these things. I don't know why. The issue we should be discussing is what are they actually doing with the security vote? That they cannot secure areas that are important, like a bank, ring road, areas where police are supposed to be monitoring from their station. Imagine the criminals will be outside for even 2 hours and rob successfully and walk away. They were all unmasked, what we can see in the video. They were unmasked. It is very, very shameful. In as much as we are blaming the governor, the security agencies themselves should bury their head in sand. Whether they are being given whatever it is, my dear, as security agencies, you have to do your job. You did not even hide somewhere. Nothing. So what do you want from the people? And you are telling us to be loyal. What can you do for the state? What can you do for the country? What can I do for the country? What should I do for the country? When even the security can't take care of important places like that for hours. So I think the government, the security agencies, they are all to blame and they should bury their head in sand. That is my take.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jimo. Let's move on to Prince Collins. Prince Collins, 2 minutes, please.
Thank you very much. We've all said it all. We cannot keep laying emphasis on the same issue. I think the thing is the way forward is very far from us, very far. Because if you look at what is happening clearly, nothing that is happening now that has not happened before. I remember in 2006 to 7, a robbery was done in Apapava. I was in Nigeria then. I just went to Nigeria. I was at a K1 road in my house, listening while they were shooting. They started that robbery at about after 12. They finished at about 4 o'clock. I still remember I didn't sleep. I thought a war was coming from a distance. We should get to where I am. So this thing has been happening before. It's just that some people now have a gadget that they can use to record. If a civilian can record a situation like this and send it out. So the security agent shows how the government totally has failed, Like in that place now, we don't have a proactive reaction. We don't have active reaction. We don't have activities that will react to issues.
No CCTV.
No current, nothing. So it's just that even a forensic investigation after the event to even bring these criminals to limelight is not there. No camera, nothing. So that to tell you that the whole system is manipulated by the same people. So with what has happened now, with this kind of robbery, not the fact that the banks are together, it's not a yardstick. Because there are in Europe, there are places in one street you see 3-4 banks. Depends on the concentration of business and negotiation in that area. So population. So that is not an issue. There is a collaboration, among relevant people in the society to make this kind of activities to come to pass. I have to tell you the truth.
Yeah. Let me just support you for a second, sir. There's also an insider inside
That's
those
what I'm
banks
saying.
that allow those people, let them know that we have money in the bank. Because,
that's why
there's
I
a
said
solid insider, and there's
that's why I said
serious investigation. And those kind of
that's why
insiders
I
might
said
not be more than the bank managers themselves.
no, not even that. That's why apart from those in the bank, the inner people, there is a collaboration among the relevant people in the society, in that environment.
Yes.
It might be in the government, might be around that vicinity. For such action to take place and survive, there is a high power delegation that is involved in it. So it all boils down to the fact that when politics is coming like this, there is always this kind of activities. I can give you, if there is time, I can cite example for us to know that when there's politics like this, there is this kind of high power robbery to bring bulk of money. I have to tell you the truth. I'm not hiding from the fact. But we don't have, in Australia, we don't have evidence.
Can we move on, sir? Thank you very much.
So that's it.
Thank you, Prince Collins. Akim, please talk to us.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you, my brother. Right,
oh, thank you, thank you very much. I've listened to everybody's submission. I think the way I see it, it's a failure in general, as in all across the board. This is a failure, and I've said this before on this platform that you cannot plant cassava and expect to harvest yam. You always reap what you sow. Whatever you plant, when harvest time comes, that is what you're going to get. So over time, we have not taken time to invest in our security operatives, and it's telling on us. I would say that when issues like this come up, when criminal activities like this come up, I always believe personally that there are compromises, people within the system who have compromised. So you cannot tell me that criminals element goes into different banks. They finish from this bank. Those ones know that they must know that they were armed robbers inside that bank. Then they finish, then they enter the other one. Finish, then they enter the other one.
As if they are doing
So
shopping.
so you can't tell me that they've not been compromised. The system was not. The system was compromised. So on top of that, they were there for a very long time. So and there was not a single police officers, even to just show a face, just to say okay we are here, nothing like that. So you cannot tell me as well that there was not compromise. They were not compromised from within the police as well. So this is
They
what I
went
said
to
last
attack
time.
the police station first. That's what they said. They attacked the police station. So
Okay.
where will police come from again?
No, it's just a
So-
that is just a manipulation. That is not a real thing.
So
Okay.
so when we have a society whereby within ourselves we are willing to compromise that thing which is supposed to work for us. You understand what I'm saying now, my brother? So if we are willing to compromise that thing which is supposed to work for us, how do we then turn around and start blaming others? When do we start looking into ourselves? I understand that police officers are not well paid, but you can always get a different job if you're not happy with your job. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not happy with the job I'm doing right now, I don't think I'm well paid, I'll go and look for something else to do. But
Exactly.
these people, they always stay in this job knowing that they can compromise security matters and they will make money from it. They understand that they can do things that they're not supposed to do and they'll make money from it. If you put an advert now that you want to recruit police officers, the overwhelming majority of the people that are going to apply for that job, they're not going to apply because they think they're going to make money from salaries. No, they already fix their mind up. Oh, but can't join us, or they make money for so thing. That is how it is, my brother. So
Thank
we as a people need
Let's
to take
move.
responsibilities as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother Akim. Brother Ben, you have opportunity to talk to us now because we are rounding up right away. Brother Ben, can
Hi
you hear
there.
me?
Yeah, hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good evening to you, Brother Ben. Where are you joining us from?
I live in London, really.
Okay, thank you very much. And I guess you'll be
Thank
following
you.
us from the beginning, right?
Yes, I did.
All right.
Thank you very much to everybody. Thank you for allowing me to say one or two words.
All right.
Let me quickly say, I do watch your channel. I think you're doing an amazing job, and I want to, try and say, keep doing what you're doing. You're promoting your state, your concerns about things happening there, and to everybody, that's great. Just keep it up. Just because of time, I just want to quickly say something. I think we as Nigerians, it's either we forget things easily or we don't look at the trend. So I'll give you a very good example. About less than 3 months ago, a former governor in a south state. I'm going to try and code what I'm saying. And I'm not saying this because I'm happy about what happened to him. But a former governor of a south state in Nigeria had his mom murdered by one of his servants or one of her servants.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at it from this perspective, the elites in Nigeria, they are toilet elites. As a former governor, with all the money that you have, the ones you've stolen, the one you probably inherited from your father, who is a great man, you cannot even protect and find the right person to be working with your aged mother. You cannot find a system where you do either background check on the person, security check on the person, such that this person that will be going into your mother's room is well remunerated in terms of salary. You do a proper check, background check, you get them through a correct agency. And these are the people that we expect to protect us. A former governor who could not put in place the right person to be working with his 90 or 100-year-old mother. So how do we expect these people to protect us? Because the lady that killed this poor woman said she killed her because of 100,000 naira and some jewelry. So that probably says to us, she probably doesn't even earn up to 100,000 naira a month. So if the police are not being paid properly, why would someone be robbing banks and they'll come out and defend that with their lives if they don't have the right weaponry? Obviously, they'll stay away. So these are and this is why I said Nigerians, we either don't study the trend or we just very, very forgetful people. Because if you're a former governor and you cannot recruit the right people to work with your aged mother who is vulnerable, to the extent that a lady from Akwa Ibom State working with her goes into her bedroom, hit the poor woman with a stool, and she died. So these are the sort of things we have to think about. Because if look, none of us will bring someone who purposefully injure or hurt our parents near them, especially when they're old. So the point I'm trying to make is, in this instance, we should have people who will be doing DNA checks, background checks on people. What sort of person are you? Have you committed a crime before? Have you done this? But we don't have none of that. So these things will keep happening. We can pray from now to thy kingdom come. Thank you very much for having me, Nigel.
I'm sorry, can I just possibly ask Mr. Ben local question, please?
Go ahead.
Mr. Ben, good evening. Thank you for coming
good
to
evening.
Nigeria. I really enjoyed and appreciate your joining and your contribution. But I just want to, sorry, I might be a little bit personal. You are from Nigeria, I guess.
Correct.
Where are you from particularly? I'm
from Ogun State. I'm from Ogun State.
Ogun State. Okay.
Yes,
Ogun
but
State.
I follow everything happening in the Edo State. I watch ITV Benin like day in, day out. So.
Okay. Thank you, because why I'm asking this,
Do you have an Edo wife?
If not that you are talking Nigeria, I would have thought that because the way your tongue is, you don't look at Nigeria anymore. You don't go.
bros, I be Niger boy.
Okay,
allow that thing, bros.
I want to hear one area. Why you put a twist for us?
The guy tried to form. The guy now virgin. Now virgin he be for Nigeria watch. Now virgin be for Nigeria watch. So now make out the form. So now we want this virgin now. We want peeling now. Now virgin be now, my brother. For this platform, man, all men here are rugged and dogged.
Can I come in, sir?
If you give opportunity to Ben now, you start saying people handle it.
Can I come in, sir?
I'm telling you, I don't say the guy a dogged guy. Never can say the form. If
Can I come in? Can I come in?
Thank you very much, Brother Ben. I really appreciate your contribution as well. Because what Brother Ben was trying to say is that if the ex-governor, to be precise, Lucky Benedion, if he cannot protect his mother, how do you expect these people to protect us? So this
my brother. Okay. One second, let me say something real quick. 1 second. You see, that's the failure from a bad governor. And I'm sure what happened to Lucky's mother is evil, is condemnable. But do you know why I'm happy? Because he tested it. He tested it. What honorary men, what other people are passing through. He has tasted the pain. He has tasted the pain of what people are passing through. Like that 79 years old woman, like that old woman that was beheaded in her own house. So he has tasted his pain for his 8 years. How wish he did well for the life and property in Edo State and secure the state. Oshomane will also take from there and do the same thing. We have not been where we are today.
Thank you, Engineer Ken. Thank you so much.
Mr. Niger Watch, please let me quickly add. I'm not rejoicing over what happened to the poor woman. I just used that as a very difficult. It was a very touchy issue for me when I heard it. But I just thought, if this is what can happen to him.
Same here, I'm not happy about what happened to the innocent woman.
Mr. Ben, your illustration was very clear. Your illustration was very clear. You call them toilet elite. It's a language I'm going to keep. I'm going to keep using. You said they are toilet elite.
Yeah, I will also keep that language. I will keep the language.
Somebody that cannot take care of himself. You want
himself. Yeah. It's just like
I will keep the language.
It's just like somebody who doesn't. Hello, mute yourself, please. I'm hearing myself back. Engineer Ken, mute yourself, please.
No, that's not me.
Mute yourself, sir. Just mute yourself. It's you. You know, the thing was coming from you. All right. It's just like someone who doesn't love himself, and you're asking this person to love you. How is that possible? You know, these people cannot protect themselves. They can't protect their relatives. You want them to protect you. I've said it before. They are only competing with themselves. Who is the richest? I rule for second term, the first term. I rule for my complete 8 years. It complete. That's why you see they fight so hard. After 4 years, they must achieve the next 4 years. Because if they don't, within themselves, the monks themselves say, come on, you were there, come on. You see how the monks are good like Jonathan for ruling for only 4 years? So this is it. Both these people compete with themselves. So they cannot even look after themselves. We want them to look after us. So Mr. Beck came here to open our eyes. I'll go to Mr. Alex. Alex, you came late, although we are rounding up now. You came late. I'll give you 3 minutes to say whatever you want to say, then we'll close.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. I greet you. I welcome you back, Mr. Lefties. I hope you brought everything from where you are coming from, because I'm everywhere. Okay, welcome back, sir. First of all, I want to thank you guys. I've been very busy, and I want to appeal to the. First of all, I want to start with the Ukraine-Russia crisis. I want to appeal to the world powers if they are hearing us anyway. But this is just my own take on that. First, in like a minute, I want to beg Germany. I want to beg NATO. I want them not to forget or leave Ukraine in this difficult time. I don't know what is the problem of Russia. I know historically, I was reading about them this morning. Ukraine was once a part of Russia. They have disagreement here and there. They are like brothers and sisters. It's just like Amagba and Okoroma, you know. It's something similar. So I want the world right now. Yes, I want the world right now to come to the aid of Ukraine. It's not by sanction. They should come. And I like what the president of Ukraine is doing. He's leading the front. He's doing everything a good leader should do. He's not traveling any.
Alex, are you not saying Amagba is Vladimir Putin?
No, they are all brothers. They are all brothers. Is what I'm trying to say. One came from the other one. That's what I'm saying. So they are all brothers. So Ukraine, I want everybody, the whole world, to try to go to the aid of Ukraine. Putin has suddenly become power drunk. How can he just invade a country, defy international sovereignty laws and all those things? Although America and the world is threatening that he will face everything he's doing now, but that's not enough. People are being killed. You know, I just want everybody to just try and help. I know Ukraine does not have oil. If it was an oil country now, America would have gone there quickly. Britain would have gone there quickly. Spain would have gone there quickly. Now they are all giving species upon species. I don't like that. Ukraine was very, very slow in their game. I know they'll be trying to be part of the European Union.
United Kingdom is already there. Yeah.
Okay, thank God. They should just stay there and just try and fight with them and make sure they bring Putin to a standstill.
United Kingdoms are not there.
They are there. They are right there.
Let me switch to the other issue about the armed robbery. I was very devastated. You know, when you are seeing cracks in a house, when you are seeing cracks, you don't just look at the building, you look at the foundation. Me, I would still blame the people that after the Civil War in 1970, those that got a fresh country, they said no victor, no vanquish. Those guys were so daft. They were so illiterate and wicked. They were so bad. I'm talking about Obasanjo of this world, Don Kabale, Theophilus Danjuma, Buhari. They had a chance to turn Nigeria into a first world country. They had all the minerals. They found, they had, at a time, a president once said, we had money. We don't know how to spend it. Was it Shagari that said that? I don't know all the leaders over the years. That was
Gowon that said it. That was
Yakubu. Yes, Gowon. Sorry, thank you. So all the leaders over the years, all of them, many of them are still alive. They are all still alive. Why didn't they fix Nigeria? Look at the monsters they've bred now. It's staring at our face. You cannot keep urging people to try to be good people, good citizens. to obey laws, but you don't provide little things: education, empowerment, welfare system, electricity, drinkable water. Yet we have a ministry of water board, but we don't have water to drink. People have to sink their borehole. No security, and you want us to be patriotic. I'm not encouraging crime, but this is what you sow is what you reap. I know there are crimes everywhere around the world. In a better system, if we have gadgets, security gadgets, look at Ukraine, small Ukraine. They are, in spite of the overpowering nature of Russia, they are intercepting missiles in the sky. Should it be Nigeria case? Can we intercept missile? Missile is not Ghana must go. It's not to inflate projects or to speak English. In spite of their small nature, with nothing, almost nothing. In terms of oil and gas and everything, they still prepare themselves for days like this. So the robbery is condemnable. It traces to the wickedness and the devilishness and the illiteracy or the toiletness, like someone said, of this so-called bad guys who have been ruling us from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. So I want to appeal to I want to appeal to all our youth, please, those on this platform, please forgive our leaders. Don't take to crime. We know you are all aggrieved. You have to make ends meet. Responsibility is coming on you. Your girlfriends are asking you for money. Your family is expecting much from you. But you cannot take, I mean, you can't take to crime. There's no life there. If you are caught, it's jail. So please, I lay the blame on the doorstep of these leaders. They failed us in every area. And these are the kind of things that you will see in a failed system. What is Nigeria doing for a Nigerian? We always complain. I know that American once said, look for what you can do for US, not the other way around. But in America, they have some basic things. They don't have borehole. So please, our leaders have failed. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Alex, before Mr. Mori, hold on, sir, please. I have Israel here. Israel, please talk to us. Hello, Israel, can you hear me? I can hear you. Can you hear me now? Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead. You need to speak louder. Everybody mute yourself, please. Mute yourself. Alex, mute yourself. Go ahead, Israel. Can you hear me now? Yes. Can you hear me now? Yeah. Okay. Sorry, my network was not really that good. I just left. That's why I have to call it. First of all, let us talk about the security apparatus in our state or in Nigeria as a whole.
We can't hear you.
Acceptable. Can you hear me now? You need to speak louder. Okay, like what happened in Benin was not acceptable. Let's not condone that. We feel for those people who lost their life. Now, I have been saying it on this platform right from day one that we are talking right now. The security apparatus we have is very weak. It's nothing to write home about. In where? Look, in the whole state, Nigeria as a whole. We don't have anything. Look at how many forces we have. We have the DSS. We have the police. We have the what they call the FRSCN, which is the Federal State. We have which other one? Civil defense. We have traffic warden. We have the soldier. We have the military. The what they call the which are the military police. Now tell me, among all the ones that serving, okay. These are security forces that are supposed to protect the citizens. Now tell me, FRSCN don't even know their job. Police don't even know their job. DSS is not making traffic order. A soldier are now doing the work of the military police. Military police are not doing the work of the soldier. They don't even know their job. And secondly, let's talk about our armory. Most of people will not understand armory. Armory is a place where instruments of war are kept. That is why it's called an armory or an arsenal. How many equipment do we have in our arsenal? We don't even have. I am one of the panelists saying that Ukraine can they have what they call they stop the missile. The defense system. Nigeria cannot even boast of one. Now tell me, in a country where you have defense minister, where is our defense minister?
in Nigeria. Now, we cannot even boast of anything.
Our senators are buying these different kind of exotic cars and showcasing it on social media.
Pressuring these people. He is telling you that he's putting terror in the community. See, with the quick terror, more than public for us. So, Nigerians, it's time for you to wake up. See, calling Ukraine now is even standing against Russia. When Nigeria wants, I will call ourselves the giant of Africa. We cannot even stand. Then we were defending our ECOWAS sub-region. We went to Liberia, we defeated them. We went to Sierra Leone, we defeated.
Let's round up.
What are we doing now? What are we doing now? We are not asking that. We are not asking the fight. Nigeria will say Nigeria too far. It doesn't even have. We cannot even help our allies. We can maintain the public. Do you know that maintain the president died in the West Front? He died.
All right.
And because of the death of that president, it has led to the influence of the influence.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Problem, and we must sort it now.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Israel. Thank you very much. Thank you. Mr. Mori, please talk to us for only 1 minute. We need to round up, please. Just go straight to the point.
All right. First of all, my heart goes out for those that lost their lives, and my condolences to their family and their beloved ones. Those were people's fathers, they were people's mothers, they were people's children. You know, my heart bleed for them. And I wept yesterday when I saw that thing. You know, I had a nightmare, you know, while I was asleep. See, this goes to show how vulnerable we are as a people. You know, this is just something eternal, something local. You know, in terms of external aggression, I just wonder the place of our country, you know, in terms of security. We are almost zero. We are zero. So, this boils down to what I was saying the other day. Vigilante is good. But I said it's a palliative and it's a palliative measure. There's a limit of which they can, what they can do and what they can achieve. And my greatest surprise was the ease with which they moved from one bank to another. You know, I could remember in the early 90s, we were doing business. I had a lot of dealings with banks in Warri and other. Because of the incessant bank robbery, apart from failure, I mean, it also shows the failure on the part of our government, you know, woefully. But the bank came up with an arrangement. You know, they took their own security into their hands. There was an arrangement. You could see them paying for their own security. I wonder, you know, it was like a coup d'etat. It was like a Rambo film. You know, moving from one bank to the other. While the first one was being robbed. So the other ones also have gotten a signal to quickly close down business for the day so that they will not succeed. That was the trend then. I wouldn't know what happened. But in none of this, I suspect a compromise. I suspect a foul play. Because area command is just about 5 minutes or 3 minutes drive from where that thing took place. There was no any counter attack. There was no backup. Nothing. They went on challenge for like 2 hours. And brother, my heart bleeds. And this shows the vulnerability of Nigeria, of our state as a people. We cannot continue the way we are going. Either the government have to wake up, or else one day, like I always say, we are sitting on the kind of gunpowder. When it will explode, or how it's going to explode, is what I don't know, but definitely we'll get there. We pray that it's not too late before we take action. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate every one of you this evening, especially those of you in the comment section. Thank you so much, my panelists. Thank you so much. I'm sorry that a lot of people tried to call in today. I couldn't pick any calls. Yes, sometimes we have ethicness like that. I can't really attend to everyone, you know, especially when you can see till the end, we still have the platform filled. You know, not all the time this happened. Everybody here now, nobody has space to come in at this particular time. You know, for almost 4 hours, the platform is still filled. That means the topic, you know, attracted everyone. You know, unfortunately, if we wanted to be picking calls and all that, I believe would have been here in the morning. So I appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We need to move on right now. Please, for those of you that is right here, before you go, don't forget to help us to share this link to your other platforms. Don't forget to hit that like button right now. Just press it, the thumbs up. You're gonna press them before now. Go. Appreciate every one of you. And for those of you that are going to play back this video later on, Also, don't forget to hit the like button and help us to share our videos. You sharing our videos, it means that you are giving the opportunity or giving the reason for YouTube to suggest our videos for those who have not seen it. Lefties, go ahead, talk to us. You need to unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
I've forgotten. Oh, toilet me. Oh, sorry. I'm not among the elite. Putin has agreed to negotiate. That's a new one. He has agreed to negotiate.
Wow, thank God. Thank God for that. Oh, really?
Please don't be deceived. Putin is playing again.
Following Zelensky's proposal to discuss the natural status of Ukraine, Putin can send a representative to the Ministry of Defense, the Foreign Minister, and the administration to negotiate with the Ukraine delegates.
Wow, thank you, Jesus.
Yes, he has
thank
agreed.
God, thank God.
Yes, he has
Thank
agreed. I told you before, he knows what he's doing. He has
He not
agreed
go
to-
anywhere, too small. Put it too small.
Putin cannot be taken serious. There is a saying in our village that if the whole world cook for you, you are a dead man. If you cook for the whole world,
but more than 200 people have died already in Ukraine.
He has to be very careful. He cannot continue to play this dirty game with everybody. You know, that was the way he was stockpiling arms around Ukraine, and at the same time he was saying he wasn't prepared for war. Who is
too small. Not the who want follow fight. Who is the fight?
Let's take it easy. This was my prayer before. My prayer is for him to find a way of settling this matter so that the innocent people that are dying will not die more. Whether it's
he's
small,
deceptive. He's very deceptive. He's not sincere.
Niger Watch. Can I quickly say something?
They should take him to workouts.
Now another topic. So
No. I just want to quickly say something. Just quickly.
30 seconds.
Yeah. So if you remember when I started this topic earlier, I said Putin wanted a change of government in Ukraine, and that is Russia. If Russia wanted, if they wanted to take over Ukraine, it won't take Russia more than 2-3 hours. They'll finish Ukraine. But he wanted to change. He wants to change the government in Ukraine. He knows that Zelensky alliance to the West is a problem for him. He needed to push up. You will see when the negotiation starts. Part of Putin demand will be that Zelensky leaves office. I will bet anybody any amount right now.
We might likely have a midweek debate this
But
week.
he has killed more than 200 people already. How do we say about? I mean, what about that?
That's minor, man. That is minor compared to what you want if you want to.
That's why I said we might likely
this is
have
not
a
an information. Let's not overflog it. It is good that the war and the problem.
I already read that information before I ever came on this platform. It's been out there since.
I didn't know.
That's very good. It cannot be taken for his word. He's a deceptive. He's very deceptive and very callous.
Thank you.
That's very good. I'm happy.
Mr. Niger, what can I quickly add a word for 2 seconds, please?
Somebody want to add a word. Some want to add a word, I beg.
Mr. Niger, watch, it's Ben again. I think people should beware of Obubu Yeye ceasefire. Obubu Yeye, that means that's so many people talk. Say the more you look, the less you see.
The less you see. Yeah.
2-3 days ago, this man was saying he's not going to invade the country.
Oh, my brother, thank you.
Though if you look at it from that angle, so Obubu, just like Nigerian politicians, they're all Obubu Yeye. These people, this one too is Obubu Yeye. It's just telling them what they want to hear.
They are 2 or 3 days ago,
he was packing armor tank at the lawn of other people, and he said he's not invading them. Now he's saying he's going to negotiate, he's going to stop again. The man wants a change of government.
You cannot take everybody for a ride.
So we just, and this is what I said earlier, Mr. Niger. We need to try and look at people's antecedents. 2 or 3 days ago, the Russian ministry was lying. We are not going to invade. Now they've invaded.
Please, can I ask a question, please? I want you guys to help me. I'm not really comfortable with the silence, the military silence of the whole world, like especially people like European Union and NATO on Ukraine.
They're not silent at all. They've been.
I'm not talking about coming out to give speeches. You saw missiles dropping in someone's country. What have they done militarily? Okay,
Can I answer?
All right, people.
Yes, answer me.
Alex,
As I'm talking to you now,
let me quickly
Naija Watch, it's like you can go, let lefties to carry on.
Hold on.
No.
I have a call.
Alex, can I answer your question, please?
Hello.
Please answer me. I'm very bitter.
Alex,
it's not,
please.
sir.
I'm talking. Nobody's listening. I said I have a call.
Okay, sorry.
Hello, good evening to you, sir. Go ahead, talk to us.
I just want to ask whether you don't hear say they don't capture those boys.
Yes. No, we are not aware if they've captured them, but we have their vehicles here.
Ah, really?
Everybody, hold on now. Somebody is here on the phone. For Christ's sake.
They said they've captured them.
Yeah, no, I did not see them. We saw that they recovered some amount and the vehicle they used, but we've not seen the guys. Do you have any content that relate to that?
No. It's just that I just wanted to update you.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
If you are listening to us,
okay, go ahead, talk to him.
If you are listening to us, you would have known that we've talked about that. The boys we have not been captured, but the Ubiaja boys were able to block the road, so they recover their cars and the loaded. So the boys have not been seen, though the police are claiming that they've done some arrests. So
the boys people they arrest at the moment.
They left with bike. They left those cars loaded with money. Probably they would have taken one bag or two for mineral, but they ran away.
All right.
Bag of money for mineral.
Yeah, but I think they can be arrested.
Hold on, my people. Do you guys want to continue? Should I or should we round
up
now?
Let's finish, please. Let's finish.
Better. So let's have a midweek debate this week. Because I know that there will be more news coming out from this Russia and
please let's talk about them every time, please.
Yes,
Ukraine and Russia.
Now, if we're having a midweek, can it be a daytime, please? Daytime.
Okay, that's fine. Daytime will be fine. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Your daytime is another person's night. Your daytime is another person's night, please.
That's a smart one.
Talk your own now.
I know say Mr. Mori is not agree.
No, I agree. That one was very polite. That was a polite.
No. It's right. So it's right.
My whole response is also polite. You know,
Mr. Mori is very right.
Mori is America.
Good day.
Mr. Mori.
Sir.
They say oh to the me, I'm my own position. I made the talk just now. So you go to talk your own.
Yeah. One man say terrorist, another man say Messiah.
Abi.
Yeah, we look for a combination like it is right now. Evening for you could be money for another person. That would be fine.
I'm not going to talk another person. I'm talking my own.
Good night, my people. Good night.
Bye.
Yeah.